Hello and welcome, one and all, to another episode of Star Wars: Edge of the Empire, the Jewel of Yavin, presented by To Be Diced Adventures. I am your host, Tarzan of the Daddy Variety, series number 82855. You can find me on all social media platforms at Daddy Tarzan 82855 on TikTok, Instagram, I believe Twitter. I think Twitter is a little different, but that's fine. Other than that, you can also meet all of our cast in Edge of the Empire on those same platforms as well, as they are very skilled and talented cosplayers. And Matt, we're still trying to convince to get into cosplay, but everybody else that's been on here is a very skilled cosplayer. That being said, let's go ahead and get a quick introduction of the cast, starting with Matt, our resident pilot.
Hi, that's me. I'm Matt, also known as Wartorn Knight out there on the interwebs. Tonight, I have the wonderful pleasure of gracing all of you with the performance of one Chav Visto, a Nothawin pilot, also a smuggler, and most recently, Cloud Car Grand Prix champion, and eternally shit disturber of this entire party.
Friends, Star Lords, Force users, lend me your ears. I am Son of a Ghost on TikTok. I'm known as Oz on other real life experiences. I play Rawl today. He's just a happy little guy. He just throws around grenades. He just loves life, loves being him. And it's really vexing when your own brother decides to throw a wrench in the works. So he's yeah, I'm looking at you. Oh wait, I'm looking at you. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just excited. Let's have a good time.
Hi, I am Victor underscore the Story Weaver. If you want to stalk that name, you can do it on TikTok, and you'll probably find stuff. Probably not. Who knows? I guess there's only one way to find out. I play the ever so loyal, communicative, open, always transparent Oho. And by transparent, I mean he goes invisible pretty much with how stealthy he is. Yeah, and absolutely nothing to hide because there's nothing to see.
Hey guys, I'm Dia. Before we get into this, I need to tell you a funny story of what happened at Overload NZ this past weekend. So you know how we always do our introductory spiel like this? One of my cosplayer friends was doing a vlog. So they say, okay guys, introduce yourselves and who you're cosplaying. And because I'm running on autopilot, I go, hi guys, I'm Dia, also known as Diablo.cos. Today I'm playing, wait a minute, that's not right. Today I'm cosplaying, da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, that happens. So in this particular campaign, I played Dove, who was our Zabraki bounty hunter gadgeteer. Speciality, she's the one who shoots first and asks questions never. So I think we're doing a grand old time. We're managing. No one's dead. That shouldn't be already. So I think we're doing
I love it. Well done.
Your story has given me the unnecessary fear that I'm going to be at work, answer the phone, just be like, "Hi, this is Matt, also known as Wartorn Knight." Oh, wait a minute.
Love it.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
One of these days. That being said, again, we are To Be Diced Adventures. You can find us weekly, presenting several different shows. One of which I have failed to make a walkback video on TikTok for. That being said, Frontiers of Eberron will not be happening this Sunday, unfortunately, as one of our players is still unavailable. So the next showing is still to be diced. So stay tuned for that next announcement. We'll get that out to you guys as soon as we can get everybody's schedule lined up. We're at a very pinnacle moment in Frontiers of Eberron, and we kind of need all hands on deck. That being said, Dimensional Dial of Dr. Diego and Tales of Arden are all set to be on track this week. You can find us every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday here live on Twitch at around 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. That being said, we got a lot to get back into, so the future of this campaign is to be diced. I love that intro. Let's do a little recap, a small recap of the events that transpired in just the last 24 hours. The crew of the Nothawind Chimera, the core Atlas crew of the Nothawind Chimera, had taken on an ambitious endeavor of pulling off 2 heists at the same time. One to steal a extremely rare and highly illegal gem that is now discovered to be a substitute for a power crystal that has the same capacity of powering a lightsaber, as well as stealing millions of credits. And by millions, I mean singular, million credits. A million credits from a very overly ambitious crime lord and highly intoxicated individual. Had no dog in this fight. Essentially, he was only in it to please his wife. But the crew of Core Atlas managed to pull off this heist damn near flawlessly. And everything seemed to be all rainbows and sunshine until people started getting hurt. And emotions started flaring. Oho and Rawl experienced a bit of a flashback of when they last felt this level of aggression. It's been quite some time after spending a long time in exile, where they had to be this confrontational and this involved in close proximity of others in a urban environment. They experienced a vision of their past, almost seemed to be linked up mentally as they struck down their intended targets before them. One, a blundering security guard at a local museum. The other, a government-protected banking droid fused to a wall, fused to a structural beam by a certain resourceful pilot. On top of that, to add to that intensity, secrets were also being kept from the rest of the crew. Not just from the crew, but between brothers as well. As that was brought to light at the conclusion of the heist at the museum, where Eliza was brought to the forefront of the rest of the crew of Core Atlas's attention, as she was not somebody that everybody thought she was, but a Jedi in exile, who was also seeking that gem. Soon after, they contacted their contractor by the name of Arn Shen, who seemed pleased with their work and told them to stand by at a platform to await their transport to be brought up safely to the surface, the sky side of Cloud City. Everything seemed to be on the up and up until strings, literal strings, were starting to be pulled from the car. As Dove and Chav started investigating a odd series of fluctuations in power and weird arrangements of wire harnesses. After this vision, both the brothers experienced a power shift. Rawl was able to start seeing visions of possible futures. Oho managed to push something away from him without even touching it. And this paid off for the party, as Dove and Chav had rolled a despair in their investigation, which would have set off the bomb that was hidden underneath the seat that they had looked into. But with Rawl's precognitive abilities, he was able to see that future and stop them before that could be made reality. Soon discovering, after the car takes off and explodes mid-flight 20 seconds later, this was a setup, and you were not meant to survive. And now you are on the run. Not only from Arn Shen, but the law of Cloud City and Morris Grayson's crew. With very limited options for allies within the city, the Core Atlas crew turned to the one and only person that they could really trust at this point. Another smuggler by the name of Galt Renau, a Deveronian who's taking a liking to the Core Atlas crew, as they have been his most interesting interactions as of late, as well as one of his most profitable buyers. I mean, they made him quite wealthy in the past few days since their arrival, and he sees an opportunity to profit some even more. And that's where our scene takes place. The crew of Core Atlas had taken up residence deep within the depths of Cloud City, down in Port Town, in a safe house. Disheveled in appearance on the interior, however, it's rather well kept for something as decrepit and unhomely by appearance alone. You get a sense that the places that Galt either takes up residence in or uses as a secondary or safe house, he preferred to live in comfort, with some class. So you guys are in a fairly decently furnished, disheveled home, and it's kept up on the inside, and it's functional and provides you what you need for the moment. But all that comfort can't make up for the fact that there is a thick air of tension between the crew. And just when it feels like it's about to boil over, that's when you hear a knock at the door. All right, now relax. And you guys are in my home. Remember, I'm the one that gave you a house in this shit show that you just caused. Can I come in?
Double
Just
open the door
gold.
for him.
Ah, thank you. Well,
Yeah, Raw opens the door. Gall to glorious bastard. Hello. What brings
Dove?
you around today?
Rawl, good to see you too. Glad you're looking. I mean, you're looking a little rough for wear, but at least you're still standing. That's good news in my eyes. I've been doing good. Oh, I've seen the destruction that you've wrecked all across Cloud City over the past couple hours. It's all over the HoloNet right now. You guys are the talk of the town.
Is it our name in particular, or?
Eh. I mean, Chav is kind of hard to miss, so yeah, his face is all over the bulletins. You were there, yeah. All your names were listed, all except for that fellow over there. And he points to Oho in the corner.
Yeah, that tracks.
The only picture they got of him is a blurred figure cloaked in a shroud. So I mean, he's safe for the most part, but the three of you, are well known amongst this town now.
Ojo has as much publicity as Sasquatch.
I don't know who Sasquatch is, but I'm sure.
Above.
We're not bringing Sasquatch into this. Okay.
Sasquatch
So-
is the name of my next character. That's a Wookiee.
I'm not mad at it.
Listen.
So, that being said, with you guys being as hot of a commodity as you are right now, you guys are bringing a lot of heat to my doorstep. I hope you know that.
Yes, we do. I'm sorry about that. What say we, I don't know, do one or two jobs off-world at a highly discounted rate, to smooth the waters over a little bit.
See, this is why I like you, Raw. You know how to make a fella feel accommodated.
I'll try my best.
I'm also here to accommodate you as well, since you've been one of my best buyers as of late. And he pulls out from behind a small package, tightly bound by twine and wrapped in paper. And pulls it out to you. It's about as thick as a dictionary. Looks quiet, Siri.
Siri wants to be part of it.
Your droid.
There's technology in this one. I can be part of it.
It's something that's been on your wish list for some time. Been a little bit of a pain in the ass to get a hold of, but I was finally able to get my slippery fingers on that for you, my friend.
Access to my wish list. All right.
You made it known to me when you bought from me originally, sir.
Oh, well, to be fair, a lot has happened in several hours.
The last 24 hours. I'm fully aware. It's all over.
Yeah. So let's see what this is, I guess. Opens
Oh, please do.
puts it on the table, kind of just like lays it out.
Before you is the stealth field generator that you have been stealth suit that you've been asking for the longest time.
Finally,
Highly-
stealth with the best of them.
Highly illegal here in Cloud City, but he was finally able to get his hands on it.
I have to remember which one that was.
Let's go to the messages. I can't remember either.
Is it the Chrysept MK11 or MK9 personal mimic? Oh, that's a lot of fucking words. Medic concealment suit, or is it
You didn't put it
Night
in
Stalker
the
infiltration
chat.
suit?
I think it was the Night Stalker.
I think
I
it was
believe.
too.
And you didn't put it in my private messages, so I can't remember. But I do remember you wanted a stealth suit. So yeah,
Night
Night
Stalker.
we'll call it the Night Stalker. Yeah, you have that before you. Galt was able to get his hands on it. That being said,
Gold. You shouldn't have.
I
You
know.
really should have, but thank you.
I
appreciate it.
just compliment me on my capabilities of being able to procure highly sought after but highly illegal items.
Oh, great smuggler lord. Second only.
All right,
to
that'll do.
Jack.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, he just gave you some badass tech there. You're allowed to say he's better than me. It's all right.
Listen, you've saved my life numerous times. I'm sorry.
I give you a pass this one time.
All right. Back to the business talk. We do. I'm not going to cash it in on you now, but we will be in talks for a job or two later on down the road for the heat that is currently on you. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think you might be stuck here for a little bit of time. I can make sure that this safe house is kept supplied for the time being, but you guys are gonna I would recommend you lay low for a couple days and let the heat wear off, unless you guys have something important that you need to do and try to get off planet as soon as possible. Granted, your faces are everywhere right now. Again, all but his. He points to Oho again.
Which means that if there is something that we're supposed to do or would be good for us to do before time continues to pass, this will be a good time to say it.
Indeed.
So
Well,
I'm very much so requiring, because we did things stealthily, we did things behind the scenes. If our faces are everywhere, in what context? Just
In the context
people
of the bombing
interest,
that took place at the Hollow Park?
people of interest, potential suspects, potential victims.
Currently, you guys would be listed as potential suspects as you were seen fleeing the Hollow Garden, the Hollow Garden after it was detonated.
That tracks. Then we kind of did get in a firefight with some Wingard.
Yeah. So that's you guys are listed. You guys would be listed as prime suspects, and possible terrorists linked to terrorist groups.
Whoops.
Are the two wing guards and the wing guard sergeant dead? Okay, very well.
You'll have to turn on the Hollow News, or the Hollow Net, to find out.
Yeah, at the mention of faces everywhere, yeah, Raw would have tried to look around the room. Is there like a radio or TV nearby?
Oh yeah, you guys have a communicator. Granted, it looks very dysfunctional, but is just probably been neglected over time and hasn't been used. There is a computer station to where you can inquire things on the HoloNet, as well as a holo screen for TV and television and broadcasts and whatnot.
Okay, Raw will switch on the TV and keep the volume on low while we discuss things.
All right. Okay.
I think Oho is just going to have a moment where he's going to look at Chap and he's just going to say, "The Chimera."
Yeah, don't remind me. My baby's all out there alone and nobody to protect her, and I'm stuck here.
That is quite a predicament. I could be persuaded to help relocate that ship for you. Somewhere safe, somewhere out of sight.
Resisting the urge to just go, really?
I will say, while that does sound appealing, if we do need to make a quick getaway, it might make more sense for one of us to be on the ship I each have to pilot it.
You can make it to the ship.
Is our
Well, I
ship
would-
still docked in Aaron's territory?
Not our, and it's under Vorce's
Omnibus.
influence.
Ship that large can't really go anywhere without a lot of
Hypothetically,
heads knowing.
hypothetically, if we already had someone on the inside, are they able to leave that area? Pilot the ship out of that area.
Oh, if they're already inside the ship. I mean, a certain HK series droid would be capable of piloting any ship that it has access to, as long as it can download the flight systems or the flight diagnostics or what is it called? Diagnosta? Diagnosa. To help him learn the controls and whatnot. So, I mean, something easy a droid can pull off for sure.
So, in that case, gentlemen, hypothetically, where would you want our ship placed next?
My vote would be open space. Least amount of sensors scanning it.
I do.
In the vicinity.
Galt raises his hand. I do have off the book landing ports down in the sector of Port Town.
Off the books. There's no
Yeah,
blueprints for Bespin. Sure, it's somewhere here.
There's plenty of landing opportunities everywhere in Cloud City, but I happen to be the owner of several of those landing pads. If one were to relocate their ship, I could keep it protected for a fee.
Well, we have no shortage of funds, that's for sure.
No shortage of funds, and also no shortage of talent for a man in your position, sir. You let me park at at one of these inconspicuous docks. Next time I park there, I might have your next shipment for you.
What's to say you would already, if you were to park there, you would already have a shipment loaded on by the time you got back?
I wouldn't know anything about that, but do you got any ideas where I can go for a nice vacation after all of this hullabaloo that we're trying to avoid?
I've been meaning to go to Nar Shaddaa. The slots there, I hear pushing out.
Narshada, that's actually where we're pretty much located. You know what? You should come by sometime. We'll set you up real good and bring you back something nice.
Hopefully, the Devronian luck that I'm always accused of having will rub off on you guys, and you guys will make quite a decent profit over there. That being said, I am a man of business, so I need to get about my duties. Is there any questions that you may have for me that I may be of assistance for? You guys, I have no idea what association you have to the museum that was just raided recently, but would you have any questions that certain things you want to get off your hands or people you want to take out?
I'm not much for museums, actually. If I had anything else to ask you, it would just be to make sure that whoever just tried to blow us up doesn't try to blow my baby up as you're trying to move it, or if they have it potentially booby trapped before you go to move it.
We'll make sure that your ride's got a sweet little paint. Make sure that it's detailed quite nicely.
Excellent.
And thoroughly.
If possible, if indeed this clothes have been captured in the Holo News, perhaps we could trouble you for some new garments.
Oh, yeah, just check.
loose, ample, capable of keeping us
Well,
concealed.
he gestures to himself as he's cloaked or as he's adorned in this series of vests. He's got a leather pauldron on his shoulder, a ballistic plate on his chest that has lighting, some sort of powered lighting, and whatnot. He's listen. I'm a man of fashion and culture. Don't really wear much heavy clothing because I like to show off my girlish figure. But I can have some things sent here and with some time. Just give me some time on that, and I'll have a new set of attire for you.
Just have one more question. Is
What can I do
there
for you?
let's just say a backdoor weapons port you have tucked away somewhere off world? Somewhere we can purvey ourselves of armaments and tools necessary for continuing our journey.
It sounds to me you're trying to cheat on me, Raw. Are you trying to do business with somebody else?
Obviously,
Besides-
a place that you control. It wouldn't be someone
Well,
else.
you never know. I'm not a man to stay in one place for too long. I just have influence everywhere. But I'll dig up a list of trusted contacts. But if you try and squeeze me out of my dealings, I'm gonna tell you right now that ain't gonna go well for you.
Of course, you would get your own finder's fee. I mean, hefty sum, obviously.
All right. Yeah. I'll dig up some trusted contacts and I'll put you in line with them. But I don't have that information readily accessible as of now. That being said,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, Miss Dove, I keep forgetting to address you.
Yes.
If you have somebody already on the inside of the Northwind, make sure they don't try and take off before we do a thorough inspection on the outside, just to make sure that you're not booted and all that good stuff. Don't want to rip off the landing gear. That would make landing in one of my ports a little difficult.
Oh, sounds
One last thing.
my brother here.
What was that?
Sounds like a mission for my brother here. Make sure that the Northwind is actually detached.
I mean, you would rather handle it personally. I'm not one to turn you away from your own investigations. Again, I would recommend you stay low, but if you want to do the investigation yourself, feel free.
We'll deliberate. We'll figure that out.
All right. Well, you have my contact information. Just reach out. I think that communicator on the wall just needs a new power source. If you can fashion one, you'll be good to go. You can reach me from that terminal there.
If I were to make a communications reach to someone, are we able to make sure that the location is not traceable here?
Well, this safe house isn't listed on the with the housing arrangement. The people that I don't know real estate or how they manage that shit. I just know that it's not publicly listed, and they're not going to have that information. They're not going to know what it is, and it's not directly linked to the government network access. So you should be safe as long as you aren't calling, Lobot himself.
Oh, we don't want to do that now, do we?
No, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd have to find a new safe house. At this time, we haven't done it yet, so let's go ahead and
Nope.
do a. Oh shit! I just deleted it. Let's do a a force roll.
Force die. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Force die roll. Token thing. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Die for today.
Dove Enojo coming in clutch.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Heart of the cards. Heart of the dice. Here we go.
Ooh.
Damn. All right,
Don't worry, guys.
Matt. I'm relying on you, buddy.
Here
Don't worry,
comes
guys.
Matt.
I'm here to fuck it all up.
Yes.
Oh, we can always count on you, Matt. We can always count on you.
Always.
But
Always.
count on me, you can't.
Technically, we have a light side token each because I feel like sharing, maybe.
Yeah, sharing is
Ooh.
good.
And
Fair.
Tarzan, GM Tarzan gets one just for shits and gigs.
You're welcome.
All right. That being said, Chav, go ahead and give me a perception check. Simple.
I'm immediately using my lights. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Perception.
And if somebody would be so kind to share or present the prey.
That's my job. Gotcha. Sorry. Just drink a water. Perception. This is almost about to feel like Dora the Explorer. Do you see perception? There it is.
Where's perception? Say
And
perception.
whabam.
Hey, I need somebody to fucking highlight that joke that, ooh.
See, everybody, that is not good. That is not a good roll.
Not the good.
Like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is not no bueno.
Oh,
Don't be that guy.
you. Something passes on the Hollow News, but it changes too quickly for you to get the full context of what was just being discussed. But you saw the name Tazen Kevon.
I have my notes.
Who that?
You don't know that name at all?
And the reason that is significant to you is because that is the same name of the Imperial that trained you in the Imperial Flight Academy.
Law. Chavlo.
Lord drop.
Where did I see this?
On the Hollow News.
On the TV.
You didn't get the full context, unfortunately, with your perception roll. You just saw the name out of the corner of your eye, and by the time you realized it and looked over, it had changed its topic.
So to those watching the movie of what's going down, we're all kind of sitting around talking about this, and then Chav just kind of like his eyes drift up and like blinks for a moment, seeing that, and then as the conversation happens, he just kind of stands up and walks over to the hollow display while everybody's talking behind him, and he's going to see if there is what is that feature called when you're able to pause and rewind live
DVR?
Yeah. Do we have Star Wars DVR?
Not on this thing, unfortunately.
This tech is from long ago.
From a galaxy far, far away. It's actually a plasma screen TV. No.
That tracks.
It's a very basic set of. He didn't splurge too much on like being able to scroll through news clippings and shit like that on the Hollow News. So you do still have a computer terminal at your disposal. So you could.
Has the story that's the story that is being played, is it midway through and now that name is gone, or was that at the end of a story and now we're on to a new story?
It's on to a new story. It's actually
we're gonna go to the
it's actually
Fedora.
So before for full context of what is currently playing, it's currently reporting on the casualty numbers that are being discovered at the Hollow Garden Park. Whatever is, was it Hollow Garden? Hollow Park? Hollow Garden? Hollow
Olive
Friend?
Garden. Olive Garden.
Yeah.
The Space Olive Garden.
Olive Gardens.
With
Hollow Park Planet. Yeah, Hollow Park Planet. There we go. The Hollow Park Planet Gallery. So yeah, there you're seeing the numbers and discovering you're not able to go back to the previous information. You go over the computers and start looking up the name. Meanwhile, what's the rest of the party doing? Is there any more questions for Galt before he calls it a day and goes back to his business, or are you guys all set with him?
Whereabouts in Cloud City are we currently?
You are in the deepest depths of Cloud City, down about 160 levels. What's the next depth?
I
161 to be specific.
So we're like in like the seedy, shady, dark,
Deep
nobody
depths, yeah.
Nobody messes here.
The air smells like motor oil, the constant humming of the engines that's keeping the city afloat. This is the place that no one wants to live because of how fucking unaccommodating it is.
Busy, bustling, cloudy, foggy.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think that Oho is going to want to potentially tail Gaul after he leaves.
Okay. I like it.
Nothing
like
too
it a lot.
crazy. He wants to, they are in a very particular situation and great to do business, but
doesn't trust easy. Doesn't trust easy.
Yeah.
I get it. Dove, Rawl, any more questions for Galt before he departs?
No, not that he would know.
Not something that would require like a big role play scene, just something that Chav would offer to pay for if it could be acquired.
Mm-hmm.
Chav would like a scatter blaster.
Ooh.
He's
Is
just
that a
got
blaster
hold
that
up
when
this
like
way down.
is that when we're in trouble you shoot it and he just says scatter and then we all catch run?
Yeah, exactly. I think we need
His
that.
little defense mechanism.
Yeah.
And
perfect
everyone
weapon.
scatters.
Best weapon ever.
You looking for a pistol variant or a rifle variant?
So, I mean, if there is a pistol variant, that could be interesting. But upon my initial research when we started playing, because this was something that I wanted to pick up when we were first getting going, I guess that there is a scatter blaster attachment for blaster rifles.
Ooh.
Then that's the only way that you can kind of make it happen. If you're seeing something else though, and you can,
I was just gonna homebrew it, but if you want the attachment, I can do an attachment.
If we can get the equivalent of a sawed-off shotgun for Chav,
okay,
in Star Wars.
So that will be the pistol variant. Okay, we will go with that. It's exotic. We're gonna mark it up to from a 700 to 1400, with a markup from Galt because he's acquiring something that's probably highly illegal. Actually, he's gonna charge you about 1800 for it.
He'd pay it. Galt's doing us a favor.
Says give him some time. He's got to do some digging and get it shipped in because it's definitely not something he would easily have accessible, but he knows how to get one. But yeah,
weapons. It's possible to acquire a boot blade as well. like the kind where you stomp really hard and it comes out the toe. That kind of blade.
I don't know if this is a conversation that is happening, but I feel like if Gall is here, he probably wouldn't say anything. But Aho would be the kind of person that would be like, we are currently in a very delicate position with Gall. Let's get the main thing done first before adding more to the bill.
We have so much money.
Like, if you guys are talking about it, Aho will probably just be the one just looking at you all, like asking for like weaponry and stuff, in that sense of sort of like, he's just quietly looking, giving you guys like this like deep
eyes.
stares. Yeah, the eyes. That he's just like, he's like, this guy potentially is gonna be, like grabbing our ship, relocating it, like keeping us in a safe house in the middle of nowhere. So he's like, I don't know how much more I want to add up to this until
To be clear, Dove will tell you we don't need him to move our ship because Dove has a droid who can pilot it, who's already sitting inside the ship.
Correct.
So that's why she was
Just give
asking
coordinates.
where hypothetically do you want it. I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
so-
said that we would delegate, so we haven't told him to move it yet. So
Yeah, no.
we have
Yeah,
done-
that's the situation. Yeah, he's not going to move his assets to move your ship yet until he gets confirmation from you guys. As of right now, he's just mainly sticking around to see if you guys need any information whatsoever.
So, to Ojo's point, not dismissing the fact that, yeah, we got a big thing going on. Shouldn't do that. Do anything extra. Chav still would, because this is the first time we just experienced Chav's first real firefight that he wasn't in a pilot seat, and he had the equivalent of a noisy cricket against the military. So he would like something a little more substantial, just in case this happens again.
It's possible. It's
So
possible.
Raul piggybacking on that, that's him being an ass. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, all is asinine, okay?
So yeah, Galt would advise that you spend at least 2, maybe at least 3 days to in the hideout until things cool off. Because as of right now, you guys are highly sought after after the events that took place. And granted, we're not going to actually play out the 2-3 days. It's just we're going to fast forward to that point in time after we figure out what the plan is and whatnot. But
to figure out what the plan is, the conversation would be had of how this is going to get here, because Chev would have a lot to say on who exactly is getting the Chimera from point A to point B.
right.
Because the list of people that have been mentioned that could pilot it, in order of who Chav trusts to pilot this thing: Chav again, Ojo, probably Dove, Raw underneath, probably equivalent with whoever Galt is going to have to do it. Also probably on that level would be this droid. So now it's the conversation of plausibility. Chav might make it to the Chimera. Ojo will make it to the Chimera. Dove and Rawl will probably be able to handle whatever Aaron has done to the Chimera, if he's booby-trapped it, or if he's low-jacked it, or if he's put a boot on it, or whatever the case may be. Everybody else is kind of up in the air as far as Chav is concerned.
Question: is the droid currently mobily operational? Like, is it able to move outside of the ship on its own?
What you're aware of? Yeah, I mean, Dove knows for sure, but you guys haven't. This is the first time you guys are learning about this droid.
We haven't discussed. So
You haven't heard, but you haven't heard of the droid now being operational, but you have heard and been around the procuring parts of it and blasting her music audibly to the outside as she's working on it.
Yep.
This is the first time she's actually said, "I have this. It works now." So
Mhm.
that being said, would I have a comm link directly to Uno? I'd imagine so.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to request that he do a scan of the diagnostics aboard the Chimera and compare it to its baseline from, let's say, 48 hours ago. Just to see if anything's been tampered with.
Greetings, Master. I am Uno. Inquiry. What may I do for you today?
Uno, run diagnostics on Chimera. Compare to database 48 hours ago.
Initializing. Scanning complete. As of
Results?
6 hours ago, a boot was placed on the Nathwin Chimera. Would you like me to remove it?
Negative. Anything else?
There is currently a heavy patrol of wing guards outside. Would you like me to annihilate them?
As much as I know you can. Negative. At this time. Await further instruction.
Understand. Will not annihilate meatbags outside.
I love this.
Anything else I can do for you, Master?
Shav, you want to check on anything?
As your conversation was happening, in like this being the moment where you were just like, oh yeah, let me contact him, and then you ask like, run the scan versus the scan from 48 hours ago. Chav's gonna be like, you scanned my ship 48 hours ago? What the fuck? What are you
My
doing?
ship is in your ship. Of course I scanned your ship too.
I guess that's fair. I'd probably do the same thing. Anyway. So there's a boot on the Chimera that appears to be the only difference at the moment. How accurate would you say your bot's scan is?
Statement. Meatbag. My scans are flawless.
What he said.
All right. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Do you wear pants? Never mind. If he's to take Uno at his word, that everything is fine, Chav's just gonna tell him to monitor the wing guard outside to see if they're actively patrolling the Chimera or just the area. Because if they're linking this like, this is Chav Visto's ship, we got to keep an eye on it, we're in more trouble.
Uno, monitor flight paths to the wing guards outside.
Quick question: actually, you landed on a government registered landing pad, so the Nathwin Chimera would have been linked to you. So yeah, okay.
No big deal. We just gotta, we now gotta take our ship off of a government link.
That's why we have friends who are going to help us.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the well-placed application of Rawl and his explosives. We'll figure it out.
Listen, we can always just blow everything we can always just blow the whole Cloud City minus the Chimera.
I mean, if you really want to think about it, it's a gas giant for the Tabana gas, so we could blow up the planet theoretically.
Pretty much.
And completely fuck over the entire cannon.
Statement, Master. The captain of the wing guard, Valaris, is currently standing outside of the ship. I have denied him entry, and he is insisting he is let inside to conduct his investigation. Shall I annihilate him?
Full disclosure, I did make this creature out of an assassin droid, so
That tracks.
Yeah, you wanted that partner that the Mandalorian met on whatever planet that was. That bounty hunter droid. Yeah, I got you.
Uno, stand by. So, to the
Full
party.
disclosure, Dove has an HK series droid, which is a extremely illegal bounty hunter droid. Nothing like an IG unit. IG units are
Doesn't
government.
look like
Right. The
Blood Moon.
IGs are illegal in most civilized worlds, but HKs are outright illegal all across the galaxy. These things are efficient killing machines, and Dove has one at her disposal.
Just happened to have a proverbial nuke on her. Cool.
It's mainly due to the fact that they can disguise themselves as protocol droids as to why they are that illegal. So they can function as subdued protocol droids, and that's not something that the government wants running around.
That's what we're
Is Galt
doing
still
right now.
here?
By this point, Galt would have left, especially after discussion with the ship going on. He was like,
So
all right,
then-
this is something.
Oho's gone.
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
All
That
right,
being
well,
said, we're going to need a stealth check.
The face. Yeah, I guess.
Versus good old Galt. His perception.
Waiting on you, good sir. I am going to use my sense advantage and give him 2 setback die.
So it's still 2 successes. Fuck off. You psychopath.
Bam.
Should
You're
have,
lucky, Yavin.
I shouldn't have called out my thing before I rolled.
Mm.
For our audience,
You're luck-
that is 1 failure to perceive and 5 successes on stealth plus 4 advantages.
Yeah. I should. You're lucky I haven't finished building Galt as a character yet. He's slightly subdued to compared to what he's supposed to be capable of.
When
But
it
we're gonna
comes
go
to
with it.
Perceiving, everybody's subdued, bro.
That being said, you get a sense as you're following him, he's extremely confident in his surroundings. Even if somebody were to approach him that was unsavory, the way that he carries himself, you get a sense that he doesn't have any fear of what's down here. And you follow him for quite some time as he makes his way towards a secluded what appears to be like the early remnants of what a spaceport would have been at this level of Cloud City, before they built over it. And you see a YT series freighter landed on one of these landing pads. You've effectively found the landing pad that Galt was speaking of. This is a long forgotten spaceport that Cloud City had built over because they wanted to be closer to the sky. And he just boards his ship and takes off and ascends to the higher levels.
Okay. Also, I sent you a message, Sarsan, when you get a chance.
Yeah, I saw that.
But would there be anything? Obviously, if it flies off the ship, there's not much I can do after that. Would there be anything in this docking bay that would stand out or be like questionable? Be a place where we were to like bring our ship.
I mean, what's questionable about it is that it is dysfunctional. It doesn't. There's no control tower that's giving you guidance to this spaceport. Something that's typically pretty essential to land safely within a heavily trafficked spaceport. So the fact that there's no one there to coordinate and direct where to land and whatnot is kind of an oddity. What the hell, Tater? Not knock over my stuff, thank you. This book is highly expensive in the United States. Sorry.
Are there any ships here right now?
No. Aside from the YT freighter that was just there, no.
Okay.
It's completely abandoned. I will say there's probably the remnants of an old ship that was probably abandoned a long time ago. But that thing's rusted apart, decrepit, not fly worthy at all.
Okay.
Now it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to like spot or listen to anything throughout my following of Gal, I presume.
There was no social encounters along the way. You would have seen a couple passerbys, some Trandoshans that would be eyeing him and whatnot, and you would have effectively, with your stealth check, would have circumvented them entirely to avoid detection.
Mhm.
If anything, you probably get a sense that those are his lookouts for the spaceport that's down here, but no one that directly interacted with him.
And there is no visual point. I'm assuming the ship would have disappeared at some point. I would not have been able to track like in what direction it seemed to be going or anything.
He just once he got out of the spaceport, he just ascended. It was a slow ascension, vertical ascension. From the trajectory, you just get that he's going up to the upper levels, probably to a publicly either another unoccupied spaceport or abandoned spaceport, or to the last landing port that he was, or landing pad that he was at, or something like that.
Okay. I think Oho not being able to get anything more than this at the moment and not wanting to push it is just going to go back, like return to the group.
Okay. Anything the three of you remaining in the apartment want to discuss before the return of Oho?
It does Uno have the ability to remove a boot? Would that require going up to the mechanism itself, or is that able to take
Oh
place
yeah, he would
out
have
of
to get out. He would have to get to the exterior of the ship to be able to remove the boot. But I haven't created a character sheet for him yet. Let's see if I can pull something out of my ass.
You can just put 6 on every single stat, you know? Just,
The ultimate droid.
Just sunk money into this thing, man.
yeah.
Hunter
Wait,
killer
yeah.
drone. Oh,
After
I
all,
might-
there's a reason why he's the number uno, you know? So,
mm-hmm.
Um,
It's the first
Mhm.
one of his kind in almost 1,000 years. Yeah, at least actually probably more than 1,000 years.
I don't remember. Did Dove request parts from Raw? At least like the internal parts. Like,
I don't think so, because from what I remember, Dove was doing that sort of shopping herself. It was just coinciding.
Yeah.
It was coinciding that we went shopping at the same time. But
well,
you were getting weaponry and I was getting parts.
well, i.e., I was thinking of the droid parts that we retrieved from the mining colony, and if any of those would be some kind of computer interfacing.
I don't want that one. That one's just a floating tub. I don't want that. I don't want a floating trash can. I want the real deal, baby. What is the website we've been using? Here we go.
I reposted that image that I made of it.
Yeah.
If that helps. Because basically we were hoping to stall for some time. Dove would instruct Uno to tell the captain that he, a humble protocol droid, is now attempting to contact the owner of the ship. Please hold. When really, if it was possible, I would love for him to try and disable that boot.
Yeah, no, he would have to get to the outside in order to do so, but that would also open the door to allow the captain in.
Mm.
We
Dove
could
would
still,
inform
could
everybody.
still use that excuse to just keep them outside longer.
Yeah.
stall, baby.
That's probably our best option.
Killer drone. Let's see. Oh.
Oh.
Android? What is this? Sorry, I'm looking at something here.
You're good.
Trying to come up with a good old. It's a different game. That's why. Doi. Update.
It's 2 wing guards and a sergeant currently outside, right?
There's a heavy patrol of Wingard.
Oh,
As far as Dove was made aware by Uno, there's a heavy presence of Wingard outside, and as of right now, there's just a captain and his two subordinates outside the ship itself, trying to conduct an investigation. All right, we don't like that. That one's boo boo. That's a boo boo. I don't want that. Maybe work with an IG unit.
Here's a modification to the stall tactic. Tell them the owner is being contacted and to state the necessity for a search. That way we can determine the intent behind the search. Because if it's
Mhm.
just like a cursory inspection, then we might just let them on the ship,
Hmm.
do the search, and then go away. Because right now
We'll
we
have
have
Uno
all of our
politely.
weaponry. There isn't any bad juju stuff on the ship,
Mm.
except for obviously Dove ship, which can remain locked.
Ooh, okay, I found them. We're good. I found a droid template. We're good.
We will politely, inquire as to what their purpose is for the search.
inquiry. And what would you like for me to state to the meatbag, Master?
First point, don't call him a meatbag directly in front of his face. Second point, just inquire as to the intent of the search. How may we assist? Yeah, that sounds good.
Clarifying statement. Not a meatbag. Would you state your purpose of your search? Is that correct?
Just ask them, can you state the purpose of your search?
Understood, Master.
It's like teaching a kid how to talk. I thought I was past this.
you got the behavioral profile of a this is a hunter. She got a behavioral downloader that has the profile of a hunter killer droid. So they have access to a lot of skills and abilities, also being various forms of communication. They effectively can act as protocol droids. That is just they're extremely once they're discovered, they will be disintegrated upon discovery. They are not supposed to exist.
Gotta catch the first day.
Yeah.
If this is
I mean-
something that Dove is exploiting to Raw, you're just gonna look at her and say, "Why am I not?"
I mean, right here it says in its notable features these droids typically cost about 65,000 credits, rarity of 8, and restricted. Like you're not supposed to have one of these things. And and Dove does.
Love that.
Don't question my ways. You don't want to know my way.
I can't wait till you guys learn about this droid's capabilities because he's got some cool fucking toys.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. I just saw his talents. Jesus. So he you can hear him interacting with another person on the other side of a blast door. And you hear a shift in his in the form of his communications as he takes on more of a protocol-esque interaction. You can hear the metal clanking of his feet stepping away from the door to get a little privacy. Statement, Master. The meatbag outside is looking to investigate the Nothaman Chimera for possible incriminating evidence upon the ship.
I.e., you.
Do we have incriminating evidence on the ship, Chav?
The droid.
As far as they're concerned, no.
I don't think, not
Wait,
even on my ship.
wait. I don't have my smuggler compartments. They're on my other shipping container.
Which are currently at Narshada.
But did you put the things that are in those compartments
They were empty.
on? Okay.
They were
So
empty
it's
when
a-
we swapped.
Because he had unloaded at Kelleran Spaceport. He hadn't picked up a shipment yet.
Okay.
And then I swapped containers to the retrofitted hangar bay so that I could bring not only Dove shipped, but Talma's.
It's the extended version.
Thomas' ship is-
Yeah. And then
Uh,
Talma has her ship with her, so it's probably not inside the Chimera right now.
Yep.
So the only thing that we have that's incriminating really is the droid.
If they investigate him, yeah. Which, I mean,
They could
Being the
actually
fact
try
that-
to access the memory core of the droid.
yeah.
Also, who knows what could be. I mean, I'm not saying that Chav is bad at what he does, but I mean, He has logs that are encrypted for stuff that he is doing, but should be fine. I wouldn't want to chance it though. There's a difference between should be fine and not letting it be up to chance. So we're just gonna not let it be up to chance.
I could have Una bring him in and knock him out.
You think he would
Statement,
knock him out?
Master. As a unofficial representative of the law enforcement of Bespin, they are not officially recognized by the authority of the Empire. Therefore, their search warrant is null and void.
Oh, brilliant.
Should I make that? Should I make that aware to this meatbag, Master?
Hey, boys, so you know what's funny? Their warrant isn't considered valid in this circumstance. We could just turn them away. This could give them the opportunity to come back with more, but that would also give us time to consider what our next step might be.
I.e., get that boot off the ship.
I have a possibly not so crazy idea. Do we have any way of contacting Kilbull?
Yeah. Yeah, both Raw and Oho have a direct line to him.
Your personal communicators don't do long range. You can't go interplanetary with your communicators, so they are only planetary.
But if we
That being said, you currently are talking to somebody that is on your ship that can perform long distance communications.
True.
Okay.
So
we interface with a long range
thought
communicator.
Yeah, my thought here is if we can talk to Kilbull, we could basically get him to no, the feds are taking this one. You gotta stand down. And at the very least, they're probably not gonna leave, but they could have direct Imperial orders. You're not to do any further action until we arrive. Alternatively, since I'm just spouting ideas now, the crazy idea that I mentioned in the private chat.
Actually, real quick, you do get a message back from Aris.
And would you like to share with the class?
Bought you some time with your ship.
Fuck. Okay, but what then? Ah. I'm going to say that Oho is probably going to forward that communication to Raul, provided that Oho is basically still out. You know, if this is happening simultaneously while he's maybe walking from the dock and they're having this conversation, and then he gets this message, and the buy you some time is that thing of sending it to Raul in case the group currently at the safe house has an idea of something they want to do or want Oho to do something, considering that he's outside.
Is this a voice message or just a text?
It would
be yeah. It's a text-based message.
Okay.
It just says simply, I can buy you time with your ship.
Raw will look up. Apparently, my brother got a message from this Jedi individual.
Not Eliza.
Oh, not Elijah.
Eli-
Oh,
Eris.
Eris, yeah. Apparently, Eris is lending us a hand. Apparently, we have some time with our ship. I don't know what that means. Can you run some diagnostics on the ship once again to see what's going on?
See if maybe somebody has shown up to.
Or if someone left.
I will ask
Ooh,
Ono.
that is report.
Just a little status update.
Update, Master. The meatbag outside has stated that they are being called back to headquarters. He will be back shortly.
So we have limited time. Right.
We have time.
If we can
I can
move
remove
this
a
ship
boot.
now. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
What's Ojo's position?
Oho had left the ports, the spaceport down in the depths of Cloud City, so he's, I would say, about 10, 15 minutes away from the apartment or the safe house, and probably closer to a turbo lift that could get him up to the upper levels, but he's going to have to make a series of stealth checks to get to the spaceport that your ship is on.
And how far is the safe house from the nearest turbo lift to get up there as well?
I'd say it's probably an equal distance from you guys.
Okay.
Question, Sir DM.
Yes.
As of now, from what we've gathered, the only thing that has been shown of Ojo is the cloaked version of Ojo, correct?
A cloaked figure, yeah. They've only gotten... the stills that have been produced so far are a figure in dark clothing and a braid that would... a ivory white braid that would slide out of the cloak every now in another photo. It looks like an action shot, like you're in the middle of turning and your braid just slips out. And...
I am graceful like that. How hard do you think it would be for Ojo in this city part of town to make his way toward the ship, to be able to find a spot where he can like literally grab rags, like just he'll take a tarp, like anything to basically like completely ditch
just change
the current cloak that he has. If he finds a spot where they're like testing engines or turbines or whatever, he would dump it to like burn it entirely, and then basically replace it to look himself like someone who belongs in this seedy part of town.
Right. Yeah, just give me I mean, you can find that all throughout the level that you're at right now, so just give me a simple skullduggery check, just to get your hands on some stuff.
Yes.
See how successful you are at it.
Do I have...
Well, that's
By all
happening.
ourselves.
Yes, to remove the boot once the coast is clear.
Right.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, you find a burn pit where you ditch your current clothing into, and then you find a deep beige robe of sorts, or more like a blanket that you fashion into a robe.
Oh, he would literally like find a tarp, use his knife to make a hole in the middle, turn it into a poncho, basically.
Yeah.
Put it on himself, and then depending on how long it would be, like he would take that to add like either a scarf, something. And if he actually saw that the braid was out, he actually will cut off one of his braids.
What?
That's literally how committed he is to the whole like. Now you see me, now you don't.
Woo!
It's like, oh, you're looking for a bright braid? Cool. Off.
just got rid of his hair like
Mhm.
nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
I wouldn't say nothing. There's a moment of taking a time, holding it, taking like a very ceremonious moment, and then just one swipe, just cut it
All right.
and toss it along, burn it with the rest of the stuff.
Make an
Okay.
attack roll against the braid, and if you crit, you do an extra 20 damage.
Suicide by hair cutting.
Yeah.
Hair cutting.
You go through this change in appearance with a slight apprehension with the alteration to your hair, and you take on this new visage, and you feel secure in this new look. You feel protected. I'll say stealth checks from this point on will grant you an additional 2 boost die.
I'll take it.
That being said, as you're doing this, you find yourself just standing right outside a turbolift point that will aid in your ascension to the higher levels to get to level 124, where where the Northwind Chimera resides.
And just double checking, have I gotten confirmation from the group so far?
In that, Raw will turn to the others and say, I believe with the assistance of this new fancy suit, I think I should go help my brother. He's not very mechanically savvy, if you will.
So, yeah, me thinking about Ojo's proximity, if he could, then we wouldn't have to rely on just Uno. We could have, pilot co-pilot deal, which is fitting because Ojo's role on the ship is Chav's co-pilot. So now he being the pilot, it's a nice little either way. But I mean, whatever happens, the success rate would go up with a pilot and a co-pilot rather than just this droid that is no doubt capable, but is also in the business of killing people, not flying ships, and probably would have a better chance of getting the Chimera where it's got to go. Now,
The droid
waiting
has the technical
for
skills necessary.
Yeah. Now, if we're trying to wait to get Rawl into the mix, I don't know if we're gonna have. I don't know what our proximity is, how much time that would take, because we have a window.
Yeah. So that's
before
what I'm
this
saying.
guy gets back.
If the droid has the mechanical skills necessary to achieve this mission of taking the simple boot off, then I'll just have the droid exit the ship discreetly and take care of the boot. Oho providing cover and reconnaissance to ensure that the droid isn't witnessed, and any witnesses taken care of, so on and so forth.
All in favor of Uno removing the boot, Ojo and Uno piloting the Chimera to whatever this location is? Say aye.
Aye. For an eye.
And unfortunate aye.
No.
That's the title of our episode today.
And aye for an aye. Also, Ojo or Oho, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Yeah. Anyway, I think we have a plan.
Yes.
All right.
And Chav is just going to pray to the Force because this is his baby.
While this is going on, can Rawl flex his sensibilities a little bit to try and see if he can monitor the situation going on?
Go ahead and take give me a force roll. Just roll a force die.
Never mind.
Yeah. This ability, your sense, this ability that grants you precognitive foresight. You try to replicate the emotions or the urgency that you experienced in the moment that you last used it, and you're just not finding a connection. So you step forth out into the open with your donned in your new stealth suit. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll, if you will.
Correction. I'm not going now. If the droid is
Oh.
there, I'm not going.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you guys are placing your trust in both Oho and Uno. That being said,
we're leaving. Bye.
That being said, Chav, you that name burning in the back of your mind. You go back to the computer desk to burn through the HoloNet, try and figure out why you saw it on the HoloNews for a moment and what it could possibly be associated with. And it doesn't take you much time, actually. It's the first thing that pops up as soon as you type in the name, Kayvon. Before you is your home planet, Nothwin. And it's a big ordeal due to the fact that it is currently being blockaded by the Empire's Retribution, a superstar destroyer. The relationship between Nothwin and the Empire has already been on been a rocky relationship at best, and your people are not happy with the presence of a superstar destroyer in its airspace. Well, what stands out even more about the Empire's Retribution over Nothwin space is the fact that there's a new admiral by the name of Admiral Tazen Kevon, a name that you've seen once before, or you're extremely familiar with, but he wasn't an admiral at the time. He was a captain. He's the one overseeing the blockade of Nothwin. Is it the same Kayvon? You don't know, but your gut tells you it's that same fucking guy. Back on the turbo lift.
We'll get right back to you after these messages.
Oh, you're making your ascension to level 124 from 160. From 161. The lift comes to a slow, subtle halt, and the doors open. You draw up your hood, or your hood's already been drawn up at this point, just to avoid direct interaction with cameras. And you're feeling protected in this moment with this new apparel that you've donned. Let's go ahead and get a hard stealth check with a challenge of 2.
Did you say that I get boost die for this new
Yes.
outfit?
With your new attire, you get 2 additional boost die to your stealth check. fuck off.
You can't offer me that and then expect something like that.
Even with that fucking challenge of 2, you still managed to fucking beat it with flying colors. You step out into the crowd. You feel virtually invisible. You glide through the masses like a current of wind passing through, leaving no footprint in this crowd. You're just a ghost amongst living souls. And you make your way towards landing pad 124A.
I'm going to say that what Oho is actually going to attempt to do is he's not going to go to the landing pad where the ship is.
Mhm.
He's actually going to try to find himself a vantage point, preferably elevated vantage point, where he can keep an eye on it from his position. He's not
Okay.
going to walk to the landing pad. There's no way.
Right. You got to get to it to get eyes on it.
Yeah. But he would prep in advance to make sure that, like, keep an eye on, like, okay, what does this look like to get to the landing pad, and then do I see any areas that I can potentially move to try to, like, navigate to get to the landing pad without necessarily entering the landing pad in a way that may look like, hey, why is this guy here? Not that they would actually see a guy here because I'm not even here. You know?
Right. You're a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you make your way through the crowd, passing the vendors, the various vendors, same ones that you've seen once before, with the exotic animals, the droid part shop that you've inquired once before, making your way directly towards the spaceport. And you take a look around. Go ahead and give me an average perception check just to find a... fuck, I keep hitting the X button. Can you not? X is gonna give it to you. You keep doing that.
What?
Yeah. Average perception.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to roll, you silly goose. There you go.
There it is.
I'm gonna cash a light side token
All right.
to give myself a boost die. And I'm glad I did.
Oh yeah.
Well, you didn't need the boost die. Oh, never mind. You upgraded. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, the buildings in your immediate surrounding don't get a direct line of sight into the spaceport, but you spot the control tower that has a blind spot that you can exploit to get to a higher position and get direct eyes on the Northwind Chimera. And I'm not even going to bother having you roll an athletic skill. Actually, yeah. No, actually, we are going to have you roll an athletic skill just to climb.
You're just trying to find a way to fuck me over because of all the stuff. I get it. You're like, just want to mess you up with something.
I mean, it wasn't too hard, luckily, and you still pass, and you get 2 advantages on top of that.
Yeah, I'd say that Oho is not just the getting to the pad, but the journey there. His thing is, even if these people were cleared out from the buying some time that he got, he's trying to keep an eye on things to see if there may be somebody who potentially could be doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the other side of the spectrum.
Right. You get to your position. and you get eyes on the Northwind Chimera. Currently, you have arrived just as Captain Bylar Celis is making his way out of the spaceport, and his entourage of 2 officers in tow. And you reach your position long before he even makes his exit, so you're safe that you feel safe that he wouldn't be able to spot you even if you wanted to. But you start looking around, trying to get a bearing on the immediate surroundings, and you're immediately taking notice to the heavy air traffic of Wingguard cloud cars that are patrolling overhead. This is the morning after the museum heist, so there's a panic going around in the Wingguard. Within the Wingguard, there's a urgency to try and get things under control and salvage the reputation of Cloud City, and people are constantly in a rush to and from wherever they're going, as far as the Wingguard is concerned. You spot 2 scouting parties that are currently overwatching the Northwind Chimera from a distance as well, from an elevated position.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2 teams of 2, a spotter and a sniper. One to the northeast of your position, one to the immediate west of your position.
Mm-hmm. Just for good measure, I don't know if it'll add to it. Oho is going to use his scanner goggles, put them on,
Okay.
to use the thermal capacity that they give to see if he can see or spot anything else beyond what he's already seeing of this 2 parties of 2.
Okay, you're getting the thermal reading. So you take a quick scan around. There's nothing. Give me a perception check with an average perception check with a boost.
Okay, yeah, just the scanner goggles enhance vision through a blend of light amplification and thermal imaging,
Yeah.
and they're allowed to see in the dark too.
Yeah,
you
go-
said what?
give me-
Perception?
Yeah, give me a perception with a boost die. See if you pick up anything more. Unfortunately, you don't pick up anything more. You're able to see the 2 teams' position clearly. They're currently in a position where you can maneuver freely without risk of being discovered, as of now. And then you take a look at the ship itself, and you can see on one of the landing gear a heat source. You get a sense with the information provided to you that it's a magnetized boot of some sort that's generating that heat.
I'm going to say that Oho is going to tap into the comm to communicate with the party as he shares the message of the patrol has departed the landing pad. There are 2 hidden parties of 2 with spotters and shooters with eyes on the Chimera.
You relay that information to the team, and what?
Shall we take them out first, or try our luck at running them?
with the droid being there, I could attempt to sneak up as well, possibly gain the advantage that way. But the most opportune way to do it, I would assume, would be to somehow get the droid outside to hack the boot and then take off very fast. And did Galt give us the coordinates for his little safe house landing port thing?
No. But somebody already knows the landing port.
Right. Okay. Very well.
You haven't contacted him yet.
Fair. I mean, what do we want to do here? Do we want to actually raise more suspicion? Right now, all they're doing is just patrolling. If they see a ship take off without the boots, I mean, they might give pursuit, but they'd be more slower to react than opposed to taking them out.
Did
Just-
we get a confirmation that it's our ship they're watching?
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, it from my perspective, my POV, these people are eyes on the Chimera, correct?
Yeah, from your position, you're able to differentiate that they are. It's either your landing pad that they're watching or the one adjacent to yours, but there's no ship on the adjacent landing pad. So you have reason to believe that they are observing your ship for activity.
Oho would share that information of like, for the looks of all of it, these people are here for us.
In our conjoined knowledge between Rawl and Dove, how long would it take to hack a boot?
You just gotta, as far as you're aware, you just have to either remove the power source, but they're self-contained, so you'd have to remove paneling or cut into it to try and get to the power source and disable it.
Shit, that would have been good if I was there. In the cargo hold, there is a cutting arm from one of the droids that I took from the mining colony. The droid, Dove's droid could utilize
Yeah.
to cut directly into that.
He could use that or some of his other various implements that he has available.
I don't know what the fuck he has. It's a total
Yep.
mystery.
I don't know what he has either.
But
Like all this
thematically,
stuff.
that is there. And
Uno, the
Rawl
Swiss
could,
Army droid.
right.
Yeah. Some enjoyed.
He's got a
He's gonna know
lot.
because you only one of them. First things first. Take off a bit from the Chimera. I don't believe they've seen my ship. So, another possibility is if Oho is around, I can have Uno pilot my ship out of the spaceport, dock where he can't be seen, and assist in taking out the little spies we have.
Is there some kind of distraction we could utilize here to take the attention off the ship for just a moment while the droid goes out and does the work that it needs to do? Is there like a something that's not destructive as fuck, but something that can actually achieve distraction?
I mean,
Is there a fire alarm you
we
can pull?
could also, if the patrols are not there anymore on the landing pad, and it's just these two parties, and
We can
the
take him.
droid, the droid could also just like go out and like start moving to like a nearby alley to see if any of these people decide to follow it.
But
It's like the droid's going on shopping on a shop. Like, oh, I need to run some errands. I'll be right back.
Take
I
a
mean-
shopping bag with him.
Yeah,
Do you have
Little-
mechanics
There's a gun in that
skills
bag.
as Oho? Can you do it?
Was that?
Can you hack into the boot?
No, I mean, like, it wouldn't be for me to hack it. It would be
Or
because I'm thinking of like how long would it take for any of you guys to get here too, compared to like
Mm.
whatever time has been bought. So like I'm thinking of like
Okay.
what is the most immediate thing that we can try to do to, even if we can at least separate some of these people, keeping an eye on things. Like if we can, if I can, because right now it's the droid and myself, so I can try to create a distraction, but that's four eyes, like four pairs of eyes on me, me trying to distract so the droid can potentially remove the boot. But
Right.
that's a
Be-
lot of
so the thing
attention.
is, with the droid leaving the ship, right? It doesn't necessarily mean they'll follow the droid.
Correct.
They'll just annotate it and keep watching the ship.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible. But if the droid is out, we can still communicate with the droid and just have the droid like make its way to one of the groups too.
Hmm.
Like regardless of it, if the droid is out, whether they move or not, the droid can move.
How long is it gonna take to disable that boot? Since they did instruct him to do it as soon as the captain left.
Say again?
How long is it gonna take to disable that boot? Because his standing order was get rid of it as soon as the captain left, which they have done.
Ooh, that's a good point. Let's see what his capabilities are. As a... There you are, Uno. You need the original, baby.
Is there a
There
fuel
we
tank
go.
nearby?
You want to blow up more stuff?
No.
You...
just a fuel leak. Just a fuel leak this time. Which is,
Out of
I would
control.
think, on a spaceport, that'd be pretty detrimental, and they would probably want to take care of that.
Out of control, you. I love it. Let's see what his skills are like.
Currently, the guys keeping an eye on us, I don't think are part of the landing pad. They're literally just like they're doing a stakeout.
You have a different mission aside from the workers of the spaceport, I would assume. Mechanics. Oh yeah, your boy Uno's got his. I mean, you haven't seen him work, but he's got. You would have seen. Yeah, you would have seen some of his built-in implementations, and you would have noticed that he has some skills with, or some tools that will facilitate him being able to either perform as a mechanic of sorts or cut through things.
Good.
So it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to believe that he'd be able to remove a boot if he was left unaccosted.
Yep, good. He will do that. And in the essence of time, would it be shorter to use the mechanic skill, or would it be shorter to just cut through the thing? I have no qualms about him cutting through the thing, but Chav might complain that it's going to scratch a paint.
If he was to use that cutting tool that you guys have acquired from the mining facility, it won't take him too long. All he has to do is just get through a panel of protective panel and get to the power source and disable that. So
We'll do that.
it'd be quick in and out. All right. That was a cutting drill, I believe.
Yes. But yeah, it was stashed in one of the mining rooms. I think it was utilized to break down the ore that was mined there.
Yeah. It's a cutting drill, I believe, or a laser drill of sorts. There we go. Hold up, blaster. No, not that one. Mining tools. It's a melee weapon, damage of 5, critical of 5. Engaged, okay.
Why don't I carry that in my purse?
Because it's bulky as shit.
That's fair. That's fair too.
It's a it's a jackhammer. It's a space jackhammer. You want to carry that around all the time?
I mean, to be fair, I could just utilize the Igor.
Yeah.
Magic, so.
No. Dove, you direct Uno to, or with Rawls' guidance, to where the cutting drill would be kept. He makes his way out towards the gangplank. Oho, you're able to observe from a distance. You'll see Uno start making his way out, and by this point, you're seeing him for the first time. It's very elegant in its design. Very slim, slender, fairly humanoid in design, with a element of glam built into it, to try and ease the owners any feelings of uncanniness that could arise from interacting with a droid like that's designed as closely to a humanoid as possible.
Oho's immediate attention goes to check on the two groups. He's going to be keeping an eye on the two while the droid is coming out to see their reactions. If he sees any of them moving, especially if any of them seem to be potentially moving away from their other party member of the team of two, he would lock on that.
Dove, what was your precise instructions on how Uno is going to make his deal with this task?
Which one? The removal of a boot, or?
Did you give him any other restrictions besides that?
Restrictions, oh boy. I don't think so. Remove the boots. Put it aside.
It was very, very straightforward. All right.
Open to droid interpretation, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, he listen, these droids are designed to be able to think on the fly and be able to operate in discreetly. So he's not just going to come out and start blasting. It's not something that these droids are designed to do. They need the element of surprise. That's how they operate. You watch as he makes his way down the gangplank onto the landing pad surface, and you immediately divert your attention over to the two surveillance teams. And you can see that they begin to make call-outs. You can discern that they're probably calling out to each other to confirm eyes on, and it's reasonable to assume they're also calling back to high command to find out, or to get further instructions on how to proceed, either engage the target or continue observing. As of right now, they are still observing.
The weaponry that these people are using, does it look like, is it the kind of weapon does it look like it's like silencers or mufflers or anything on the weaponry they currently have?
So suppression gear. Typically, suppression is not a very commonplace item, as blaster rifles don't tend to create that much of a signature as far as sound is concerned. But there are implementations in place to available to help dampen sound that blast rifles do create in a sense. You don't see that on these weapons, though. These are very. This is the Cloud City Wing Guard. They don't really have a use for SWAT teams, as this is more of a resort, so they have an image that they want to maintain. They don't want to give off a sense that they need SWAT teams and specialized weapon teams and whatnot to just deal with crime. This is they need maintain the image of a upstanding society. So, that being said, no, you don't see any suppression capabilities on these weapons.
Okay. I'm probably going to rely to the group. The two parties are communicating in the comms as soon as they saw the droid. I do not know how much more time we'll have left if they have decided to call for reinforcements, but we'll need to be on standby.
It will be funny if he waved to them.
That being said,
yeah.
Oh, you're watching. Your attention turns back to Uno, and Uno is just standing there staring. One bright optic that you can see fairly well from your position, and it's just scanning side to side. And he just steps forth, does an about face, and makes for the landing gear. And you see gouts of sparks flying up from the landing gear as Uno begins to cut away. Your attention turns back over to the observation teams or surveillance teams. They are frantically communicating this to their higher-ups at this point in time.
Do you have any sort of comms jammer, Uno?
Not on me, no. If we're going with the fact of also with like Oho's probably has in his possession only what he was carrying when he snuck into the museum, he doesn't even have his rifle. Because encumbrance wise wouldn't have allowed him to be able to do that, especially if he was going to carry the gem. So like gear wise, Oho is probably a little light right now.
That's also another good point. Yeah. Oh, do you have the gem on you currently?
Yeah, do you still have that gem?
No, there's no. No.
Okay.
You left that back at the safe house, okay.
Like the gem would have been left with Raul if after he like went out, like he would have left it there. There's no way he was going to just like go by himself, not
tote it around.
I'm gonna go shopping.
As you're observing Uno, you would have seen a very pretty substantial weapon slung across Uno's back. It's got long range. You get a sense that it has long range capabilities. It's collapsed in a more of a blaster, like a blaster rifle silhouette, so that way it doesn't give off too much of an alarm when observed from a distance. But
is Oho capable to maneuver to get close to one of the teams of two stealthily?
I would say it's going to be up to your stealth check. This time it's going to be a hard challenge of 2. Still, actually, it's still a hard challenge of 2. I don't know why I said that weird.
Yeah, man, don't be weird, bro.
Can you like give me something sometimes? Which team are you going for first? Southeast or west?
Which team is further away from the ship?
That would be the west team.
So I think that probably he would do that. He's kind of like his mind is going, if anything were to happen and the droid had to like start shooting, chances are that he would be within closer to the range of the ones that are closer to the droid, which is, double-edged sword. But
I think I think he's going to try to move to the party that is the odds close, evens far. Odds. So I'm moving to the one that is the closest to the droid.
Okay. You make your way over. They are honed in on Uno and what his current activity is, and you make your way up to this team, and you get up right behind them. You're just peering at this team from behind cover of the wall in front of you.
What am I hearing?
Command, this is Observation Team 1. He's cutting the boot. Do we engage? Do we take him out? I say again, he is cutting the boot. Do we engage?
Question. You said that one of them has a rifle and the other one is like the spotter. Does the spotter have a weapon out in their hands?
The spotter is the one that's currently talking into the radio with Command.
They don't have a weapon in their hand, meaning like if they needed to take a weapon, they would need to draw a weapon.
Correct. He's got macro binoculars in one hand and his communicator in the other as he's relaying this information. And he's human, so he doesn't have any extra arms to handle gear.
That we know.
Guys, are we doing this? Are we doing this?
Are you gonna call to Raw for backup or?
Oh. Dude, they're literally asking, do we take the droid out? Like,
Okay,
unless you were like right here.
We're fucking doing it then.
I think Ojo is going to attempt to, and I don't know what this looks like, but if this was one of those things where depending on how Ojo is like peeking on this group with his blade, he would attempt to like stealth take down the one with the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like Assassin's Creed jump on his head.
Assassin's Creed jump style for sure. Assassin's Creed style.
Getting to an elevated position over top of the surveillance team.
And if there was no need to do the jump, he would not do the jump, because if he can just like quietly step and like do the attack to try to take it down to reduce the amount of like potential spotting of the guy next door, because if he's on with his eyes in the comm here, that means if I can take the other one down quietly, like hold him as I take him down, I could potentially still get to this guy before he can draw.
I like it. Go ahead and make an attack roll against one of the wing guard officers.
Wing guard. Wing guard officer.
Actually, I need to. It's 2. Not 4. 2 minions, 2 sergeants. 2 teams of 2.
So it's engage, wing guard officer.
Before you roll, refresh the page because I had to change the amount of minions that you're currently up against.
Okay. Wing guard officer engaged. Sword, Bill Pool. Oh, wow. I actually didn't realize that I actually have. I am going to also use my Quick Strike, which allows me to add a boost die per rank of Quick Strike to combat checks against targets that have not acted on this encounter yet.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I have that. I haven't used it this whole time.
How dare.
How dare I? Fuck off.
That's rough, buddy.
That is rough.
I thought you said you get a boost die. Oh, wait.
Isn't that? I mean, I can cash in a light side token.
I'll
Sure.
go ahead and roll a proficiency die, see if you get a strike in.
Nope.
No
Fates
way.
are
Luck
not
had to
aligned
run
with
out
you
at some
today.
point.
No
The
way.
Fates are not aligned with you today.
Luck had to run out at some point.
What are you using for your Cortosis blade?
Mhm.
Damn. Damn.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Damn. Wait, he's prone. You get an extra boost die when you're. Well, is that right? Against prone targets on melee?
Let's say
That's
yes.
good.
Let's say yes.
Let's say yes.
DM rules, yes.
Let's say yes.
Read a
Plus,
book,
I'm
put the book
plus
down.
I'm
Not good.
surprising. Like I'm stealth. They're like not seeing me.
So you're using that.
Persuade you otherwise.
Technically, there should be another boost die. So technically, 2 boost die extra that I haven't used really.
Yeah. Exceeding. Gravity. No, we need melee against. Does it work the same against, fucking as D&D? That would be cool. Making ranged attacks while engaged, making ranged attacks.
You're the DM.
Attacking prone targets and attacking while prone. A character who is knocked down, unconscious, or willingly drops prone is considered prone. Prone targets are easier to hit with certain combat checks. Yeah, you get a boost die when you make an attack against a prone target. So roll boost die.
Bro.
My okay.
Fates are just
Okay.
Fates just said, nah, not today,
Okay.
son. I'm gonna do my own thing.
I guess this is how Oho dies. Like I guess this is it. This is how the wise gods have decided that this is how I go.
You go to strike this. You quietly approach from behind as the snipers honed in on your target, or on Uno, and the sergeants fervently communicating back to command to try and figure out what to do, and you go to try and position yourself over top of him to drop your blade through his chest, and you raise your blade above your head, and as you go to strike down, the head next to you goes flying backward. And that's what we'll go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Get yourselves some refreshments, and we'll see you in 5.
Fucking heck.
Damn.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of. What are we shaking the head no for? Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to all you lovely, wonderful 2B Dicers. We appreciate your guys' support, and the way that the session's going is just fucking marvelous. To again appraise you of all of our upcoming shows this week, we have the Dimensional Dial on Wednesday, i.e. tomorrow at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. Tales of Varden on Thursday, same thing. And then, again, Frontiers of Ebron is delayed due to scheduling issues, so be on the lookout for that. Other than that, no other things I can think of that would be important to disclose. Matt, you got anything?
Not really. Just, tune in the future. Do the subscribe thing. Find us all on social media and stuff. Follow us all there. Because look at how gorgeous all these people are, including and not limited to Sir Daddy Tarzan over there. I mean, as handsome of a man as he is, he looks excellent for 68, might I add.
Oh.
What?
68?
Yeah. Daddy Tarzan 82855. That's August 28th, 1955, right? That's what I mean.
That's what I thought. That's wild.
Right?
That's
Daddy,
fine.
you had to be older. Like I just all fit for me.
Mm.
You say,
That's that's interesting. I like that.
man.
That being said, please check out all of our past broadcasts. You can find them on our YouTube at 2B Dice Adventures. You can catch even our shorts that our newly published shorts that we have all over the place. And those are delightful, absolutely delightful. That being said, let's go ahead and get back into the action. We left off with Oho standing over top of a wing guard officer currently in observation, or lining up a shot on Uno, who was at the moment cutting away at the boot on the landing gear of the Northwind Chimera. Oho goes to strike down, but is caught off guard by the sound of a blaster bolt soaring through the air and impacting the sergeant with the binoculars head, and whips him back and sends him flying to the ground, lifeless. In that confusion, it throws off your trajectory as you end up striking the ground next to the sniper as he turns around in the confusion, trying to figure out what just happened, and ends up narrowly dodging the blade of your vibro sword. And you now find yourself face to face with him as this all goes down.
Hi, nice to see you. Love what you're playing.
Let's go ahead and start initiative with just the two of you for the sake of getting an idea on who's going to react first. Vigilance or cool?
Apparently, Oho is not cool enough for this right now, so vigilance.
Well, he just won the initiative. Oh, you snap into action. The immediate confusion immediately subsides, and you realize the gravity of your situation, and you go to react. Make an attack roll.
Okay. Is this fellow still prone?
Still prone. You still have a boost from him
So I'm
being
adding
prone.
a boost die for that, and I'm also adding my boost die for my ability, which anybody who hasn't taken a turn yet, I get a boost die for it.
It would still apply in this case.
Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me right now?
Damn. Like you utilizing
done.
that trait. Thanks,
Starting now, Oho is not fighting anymore. He's going to be in the kitchen of the Chimera, making food for everybody.
There's got to be something wrong with the Catorce's blade on the table. There's got to be something.
It's definitely that. It's definitely that. It's definitely something wrong. Oh, shit. Okay. In his reaction, as you go down for a secondary strike with your vibro sword, he immediately swings up with a stun club, deflecting the blade narrowly. You just like nick the surface of his face as he goes in for a side strike to the side of your head. Let's see if he pulls it off. Ooh. Sorry. Okay, we're good. Everything's calculated. Ooh, and he lands the strike. Despite the setbacks. Being prone, plus your protections that you have in place, you take a swipe from the stun club to the side of the head. 2 threats, 1 success. Fuck. Alright, and then you take 5, or is it 5 or 6? 6. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the stun club. Yeah, because the D is the damage that you take. So, okay, yeah. You don't get the disorient feature, I believe, unless he gets an advantage. You have to generate an advantage to implement these.
Yeah, I think
features.
he needs 2 advantages to be able to implement it.
We just had this conversation. I know.
Yeah, that's what the number 2 next to disorient means, because I have it in my my brass knuckles.
No, the disorient. No, the number next to the disorient is the amount of rounds it lasts.
Yeah, crit is what you need, I believe.
The disorient character adds setback to all checks. That duration is not specified. It lasts until the end of the character's turn.
Yeah, 2 advantages.
2 advantages.
The character may spend 2 advantages results to disorient their foe.
Okay. All right. Yep. He uses the his maneuver to stand up, so he is now standing. That's
You still have the shock gloves, by the way.
Yeah.
1 second. As you there we go. As he stands up, you hear another volley. Guard officer. And rolling. And it hits. As the bolt impacts the back of the skull of this individual, you watch the officer in front of you who just struck you in the side of the head with the stun club falls to his knees, lifeless in the eyes, and slumps over sideways. And on the other side of him stands Uno with his long rifle extended and lined up as he sunk, lined up his shot and took it, clearing the adversary before you.
Am I hearing anything on the comms that of the people that just fell in front of me?
No, but you turn to look over in their direction, and they too are frantically communicating, as well as
Oho wants
it
to
called?
grab the rifle from the fallen soldier he just has and attempt to shoot across.
Okay. A new round. Oops. It's your turn. Yeah, you pick up the rifle as an incidental, and whereas picking up weapons.
It's like a light repeating blaster because I already have that one in my system.
Right. Well, I think picking up gear is a manage gear, draw, holster, or put away. Yeah, it's a maneuver. So yeah, you won't be able to move, but you can pick up the gear and use it as an action.
Nope. I'm just looking at trying to shoot at the other guard that has the rifle on the other.
Right. So go ahead and target the wing guard sergeant. Oh yeah, we need to add.
Oh, that's a Wingard sergeant.
Or no, the sergeant's the one with the radio. The officer is the one with the rifle.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm aiming.
Nope, not the him. I need him.
And they haven't taken a turn yet, correct? Right, they haven't
No.
attacked.
These two are actually, I would say the officer is going to get a shot off before you're able to pick up the weapon. He doesn't see you, but he's taking a shot at Uno. But we're gonna see if he manages to land it.
Oh no. Good lord.
And I didn't give them
Uno
weapons.
denied.
Damn it. We're gonna pick up. Who has a rifle? Okay, here's what we're doing. We're gonna do a ranged heavy, medium range with a. What's the weapon? Blaster rifle, ranged heavy. Right, I got that. Good. Damage of 9, crit of 3, long range. And he's within medium range, and the range difficulty of long engaged in medium is, I believe, hard. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. Roll the dice. No, he does not win. He takes a shot. Misses Uno. This is when you are, by this point, have shouldered the rifle and line up your shot. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Let's see. Go.
And that was against the officer, correct? With the
Yep.
rifle?
Yep.
Yep. How do you want to do it?
I mean, like, it's that reaction of like the guys in front of me fall. My eyes have a moment where they look at Uno at the bottom. It's like I will never admit how glad I am that you just shut these fuckers down. And just it's that immediate reaction of like the moment that I make the connection of the shots came from Uno. These guys are down. The other ones are there. It's that moment of going for the weapon, hearing the shot, and immediately just lifting the rifle, looking at the one that's shooting at Uno, and just it's that one single shot, spotting at that spot between like where the rifle is close to the face of the guy and himself, and just shooting across, just basically like take it down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll probably have in that moment, I'll reach to the group also, of just like to let them know, have Uno take off the boot.
Right. You take out the sniper, and Uno, following suit, just pivots, lines up his shot as well on the sergeant, and takes his shot. This dude is fucking lethal. I love it.
That's my boy.
Oh,
Yeah, he's fucking obliterates the
Decimated.
wing guard sergeant. Yeah, you watch this cold machinery just quietly and efficiently shifting his focus from you over to the target that just took a shot at him, and then processing the blaster bolt coming from your position and impacting the heading for the wing guard officer or the sniper, and he just shifts ever so slightly to line up his shot to land simultaneously on the sergeant with the radio as well. And you just see these two volleys, and these two just drop instantaneously. Uno quickly and quietly holsters his blast rifle over his shoulder once more, turns and faces you on the rooftop. Greetings, meatbag. I am HK201, known as Uno. Your presence is acknowledged as my master's associate. Astute observation. You are quite small. That will aid you in your stealth.
Dove, tell Uno to remove the boot now.
Is the boot off? Uno, boot.
Confirmation. Yes, Master, the boot has been deactivated. We are clear for flight.
Oho is going to use his climbing gear to be able to bring himself down at faster speed
Mhm.
so that he can get to the ship. He also is trying to hear in the communications. He's trying to hear on the comms that these people were using to try to get a sense of where in the conversation they were and potentially attempt to just shout, like, distracted, like give basically coordinates opposite to the direction that he knows they're going.
Right. You pick up the radio, and you can hear the high command calling back or communicating back. Observations team 1 and 2. Do you copy? Observation teams 1 and 2. Identify. Yeah.
What is a good, knowing what I know of Cloud City currently, what is a location that I know of right now that I could potentially say that I know is completely opposite to both the landing pad and the direction that we're going for the abandoned landing pad?
That's a good question. Let's say the abandoned spaceport is going to be on the southwestern quadrant of the facility of Cloud City. You can direct them. Let's see. There's nothing that comes to mind that would make sense to you aside from the fact that possibly telling them that they're making a break for the that you're making a break for the
What is one of the districts where, like, one of the hotels that we went to, like where Eliza was, or like one of those like areas that like we went, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like it's anything that is not in the direction that we are actually going. Like the market district or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you could tell them to go to the market district. That's above you guys. which I mean, they don't currently have eyes on
All
you
right.
guys' location, so you can tell them wherever you want them to go.
So I'm gonna say I'm just basically gonna tell them I'm
Market
gonna
row.
use, as I'm joining Uno, I open the comm, shoot a couple of shots with the blaster really close to the comm as I'm just basically saying in pursuit of food. We're in pursuit of food, and I'm gonna say if we're like going southwest with the Chimera, and I'm going to say northeast, heading northeast, heading northeast in level 1, 2, whatever. Presumably, moving toward the whatever district above, like one of the tops or whatever, like elevator, for a port lift, whatever. I'm just basically telling them we're pursuing them afoot and they're going in the opposite direction, potentially trying to go upward in the levels.
Okay. Give me a deception check. I'll give you 2 boost die for it.
Okay. Okay. That's a triumph, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck, I gotta beat that.
So it's effectively 3 successes for command's discipline, or discipline.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything for that just yet, do I? Nope. Okay. Here we go. No.
You'll hear over the
dice blessings have left.
Close sessions and like uninstall it from the internet or computer.
Let me just throw this computer right back.
Yeah. Just refresh of your whole everything.
Call on the station. Identify yourself now. As you make your way onto the ship and begin your ascension or descension down to the lower depths, you can hear this person trying to get you to identify yourself on the radio.
The person that I beheaded, what was his name?
Oh, you were close enough. You heard them on their comm, so I assume you would have heard the designation that they provided.
Would I have?
Observation Team 1, but that's just the team. They wouldn't have. That's not like an official identification code.
Yeah.
But the person that you beheaded was Gantel Drone. That's the head of Mars Grayson Security. He's not part of Cloud City Wing Guard.
Mm-hmm. And these people are basically Wingard?
Yeah, the people that you've interacted with so far in this spaceport were all Wingard officers.
But we already kind of established that, like, the Wingard presence was a little small for what it was, presuming that it was like a...
Yes. So Captain BLR Celis was present, and there was a heavy presence of aerial patrols at the time. By the time you reached the spaceport, it had died down a little bit, and you get a sense that was from Aris doing. And so as of right now, there's no aerial cloud cars that you have to worry about immediate pursuit from, but you don't have that much time, especially now that they've called back saying that they've been engaged.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably like always moving with Uno to the ship to get the ship and fly and get to the port.
Yeah.
I think Oho is just going to say, if you want answers, ask Aaron Shen. And then he is just going to destroy the comm and walk away to get on
All
the
right.
ship, to get on the ship with Uno and get to the secret port.
Name dropping. Name dropping. I like it. All right. You make your way down to lower depths to the spaceport. Do you guys let Galt know ahead of time, or are you just gonna park and then
I'm going to say that Oho is going to communicate with Raldov and Chav, saying heading to the coordinates of Gal's port. Let him know we're coming.
That took a lot longer than usual. You're right.
Don't want to talk about it.
I'm sure you don't.
Right, very well. I'll let the others know.
Also,
Also,
observation.
This is a question.
Hmm.
Well, no, because I remember that there was talking, the revenge thing was talking, because I was going to say, like, the ship is free. Just pointing that out.
Power of observation, meatbag. Your skills with a blade is quite inept.
The next time that I want an opinion from a tin can, I'll make sure to go to the scrap metal department.
Statement. Noted.
Statement. Don't care. And that was the beginning of a long and lasting friendship.
You guys park Northwood Chimera at the hidden spaceport, no problem. Give me a simple, easy planetary space pilot check real quick, just for brevity.
That's hilarious.
I love Uno so much.
How many
Bro,
zero successes have
there
I
is
had in
no
a row
way.
now? How
Ain't
many
no
zero?
way.
I'm gonna refresh.
Refresh your page.
Yeah, this is something going on. There's no
This is
fucking way.
crazy. There's
Victor.
no
He's
way.
having an off
Take-
day. I'm gonna assume we all notice this. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mhm.
gonna have to
It's like,
throw
oh, you're
Ojo
thinking
out in
too
this
hard,
new
Mesh.
one.
Doing right.
I will say with Uno in the pilot co-pilot seat, it will give you a boost, 2 boost die, as he's probably more of a skilled pilot than you are.
Jesus, it's like
Just
a pity
one.
party with this fucking die now.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. All right, that saved your ass.
It's buffing out.
Just one success.
Seriously though.
You get a sense that like you're currently in control, and your mind's like you got a lot of shit going on in your mind right now, and it's your game's
The wounds also don't help.
yeah, and you're currently still injured from the heist, and there's a moment where you start getting proximity alarms from the ship as you're drawing way too close to the exterior walls of this spaceport, you don't have any charted flight paths to go off of, and this is strictly off of line of sight of what you can get. And you get a sense as you're piloting and the alarms kick off, Uno took control for a moment from you and diverted the path or the trajectory to enough to keep the Northwind Chimera from impacting into the sidewalls.
I'm gonna say that because this thing, for some reason, my sessions don't keep track of my damage, but considering that I also have the damage from the heist,
Yeah.
Oho pulled all of this off with maybe like 1 or 2 HP.
Probably.
Like after that hit that he just got, he probably would have been at like 1 or 2 HP. So like
Yeah.
trying to land is probably like him trying to land and stay conscious.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, you're like your vision's getting blurry at points in time. That hit from the stun baton is having some level of impact in your cognitive presence in the moment. And you get a sense that concussion is starting to set in, and Uno takes control at that point and sets the ship down safely. I'll say at this point, Uno helps assist you getting back to the safe house, and you guys make it back safe and sound from this point.
I'm gonna say that
roll,
like
roll
after entering with Uno, you just guys see Oho like has a new, like it's a new rope thing, but it's already singed. Like part of his body is wounded. You just see him like walk in, doesn't even say anything to anybody. He just kind of goes around like ships. Yeah, it's like ships.
Slight trail of blood on the side of his head.
On the side of his head. One of his braids is missing. Like it's been cut, and
yeah,
you see him sort of like lean against the wall and just slide down.
Yeah, he's looking rough.
It's looking messed up.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Oho. He's definitely going to need the rest for the next couple of days.
Yeah, he's at 2 HP, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I think the blaster bolt that you took at the heist was 4 damage, I believe.
Oh. So Chav is going to hand you a stim pack.
Light blaster pistol would have been 5, so 5 damage.
Plus, yeah, so 11. So he's at 4 points, 4 HP.
Yeah, you're looking pretty rough.
Yeah.
So Chav's gonna hand you a stim pack and just say, "Go to town."
He nods as he takes it.
So he has 5.
Heals 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Elated greetings. Hello, my name is HK201. Nomenclature Uno. I am a assassin protocol droid at the service of my master Dove. Who might you meatbags be?
Rawl is going to like circle the droid, looking him up and down. What the hell did you do, Dove?
As you
go ahead.
As you do that, his head turns to you, and out of his shoulder pops a missile tube pointed right at you.
Right. Well, glad someone else around here is artillery friendly as I am.
This dude is decked out. I cannot wait to fucking use this guy in combat.
The amount of weapons between Dove and Uno is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got a missile tube. At this point, he goes into display mode. He unslings the rifle, unfolds the stock to its full extent, holds up his right arm, and panels begin to unfold and click into place as a forearm blaster pops out, and he extends it, pointing it towards to you, Rawl, and just gives it a little display, and then he's just showing off at this point.
Say again, what the hell did you do, Dove?
I fixed it. Added some extras.
You fixed it?
Yeah.
Chav is going to get like disproportionately excited as he goes, "Oh, at HK, do you know the secret code about these things? What's his name? Uno. What's the meaning of love?"
Let's let's extend the pleasantries another time. Okay, we need to think
Oh,
our
man.
next step. That
I wanted to hear him say it.
Ship's safe. Yes. No. I'm assuming Oho is still in the room, but he's lying down.
Stimming up.
Yeah, he's literally on the ground, like sitting on the ground, leaning against the wall, having like put injected us the stim pack, and he's just kind of like quiet, just there, taking a moment to sort of like recuperate, try to like get his head back, and feeling the healing fluids, like bringing his head back to the feeling of concussion.
Yeah. So, he injects himself with a stim to recuperate from the injuries he just sustained. The concussion slowly dissipating from the forefront. You would get a sense that just from observing his walk, he was heavily concussed, and it's slowly starting to fade now that he's taken some stims to accelerate the healing process. Uno packs away all of his gear and goes back into just observation mode as he stands next to Dove, defiant protection, kind of interposing himself between her and the rest of you, acting as a pseudo shield of sorts. Until he gets clarification that you're not a threat to her.
Rawl is going to walk closer to Oho, stand like if he's lying on the couch, he's gonna kind of stand like by his head, arms crossed, and looking down on him with a scowl on his face, and say, "Swear, every time I take my eyes off you, you come back worse than before. What happened out there?"
Oh, has a moment where we were able to get the patrols out of the landing pad, but I was able to spot 2 groups still keeping an eye on the ship. They were waiting for instructions from the comms that were going to decide whether or not the droid was going to be shot. I couldn't let that happen, otherwise we would not been able to recover the ship. And also, it's not about you taking your eyes off me, brother. I don't need you to look away for me to disappear, and you know it.
Be that as it may, I am the one supposed to be taking these hits because I've been trained to take them. You are supposed to remain unseen and be a knife in the dark.
Then I suggest you learn to cover your face a little better next time.
I'll see.
I guess we're both slipping, losing our edge.
Speak
Never
for
did
yourself.
like working with groups. Yeah, speak for yourself. I'm not the one lying on a couch here, moaning in pain.
Pointed observation. Meatbags cannot be edged, as they are rounded and fleshy. I, on the other hand, am quite edgy.
Hey, don't you talk about my rounded, fleshy bits.
Look here, Edgelord. All right, you weren't in existence until like 5 minutes ago, so I would kindly like you to shut your mouth until we have deliberated what to do next. Thank you.
Oh, listening to the droid, it's just like I think I feel my concussion coming back.
I just want to point out that the self-proclaimed edgelord just called an NPC the edgelord, and it's great.
Listen.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
There is not. Self-proclaimed.
I'm gonna have so much fun with Uno. So much fucking fun.
Spooky Ghost Boy, maybe. Edgelord, never.
I think I was just gonna speak to the group as he says, "Well, we have the ship secured for now. What's next?"
Next, we take our revenge at Wager.
And how are we planning on doing this revenge?
by taking back what's ours. I would assume. I mean, unless the group deposes the idea. We have two options before us. One, stay here, wait till the heat dies down, and then get the hell out of Dodge. Two, stay here, figure out a way to get our money back and maybe stick it to Shen. Either way, both imposes risk because now we are wanted criminals here on Bespin.
So, Aris seems to be on our side of things. So, potentially from there, we could at least get the credits that we deposited into her account back, with the chance that hopefully maybe there's a way she can get them from Dearest Daddy.
But Aaron is still expecting something from this, is he not? And now
Yeah, he was
has
expecting
his
our heads on a
credits.
silver platter, and you know what? Fuck him.
I guess there's one thing we can do. And you guys see Oho take his calm and like leaning on his knees, adjust the frequency, and he just Aris, can you speak?
Give me 1 second.
One.
We're gonna
Time.
see
Fucker.
which.
Three. Too late. Blast them
Mm,
And comp.
and call.
Go back to there.
Go to
Okay,
West.
we're gonna see. Let's do a discipline check from her. Hard.
Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, if we
Talk.
can get her to cooperate, we're getting 500,000 credits back.
Talk quickly, dear. I'm in the spaceport currently, making my way out of town.
Would you like to make sure that that looming shadow you've had your whole life no longer bothers you?
I'm sure you'll have it figured out on your own. I have what I need. Therefore, I'm leaving.
I have heard the galaxy is not as big as people think, especially when they are trying to run away from other people.
I have no one to run from. My father believes the job to be finished.
For now.
As far as he's aware, I had nothing to do with it. In all actuality, I didn't have anything to do with it. It was all left up to you. You lived when you should have died. You've secured more credits than was anticipated. And, you gave me my share. You gave him his. Granted, he's very upset that you kept a large portion for yourself, but I'm happy with what I have.
His routine. Where are some of the areas that he would be vulnerable?
Depends on the time of day you decide to visit him. Most times he spends his days at his office. On the weekends, he finds himself at the yacht. If you plan to stick around for a few days. I don't see why you would. You are quite a hot commodity here in Cloud City. If I were you, I'd make your way out of the system before the cycle was over. But he was the one that tried to kill you, so I would understand that he would stick around and exact some justice.
And what about that knowledge that probably only him and his daughter would have of secret ways, of places that nobody else would know?
Mm-hmm. You can try his residence. Not sure exactly what you're implying. If he would be anywhere else, it would either be at his manor, his office, or his yacht on the weekend.
Oh,
If you're trying to find another way in, then his manor would be the best bet for finding alternative entry points.
Oh, has a moment where he looks at the group just to see if anybody has anything else, questions wise, or things that they want to add to it before he concludes the conversation.
I mean, other than asking how many are in his retinue in the matter, that'd be it, really.
Would you have said that out loud?
Is it an open comm to the group?
Yeah,
Or- okay.
yeah, he's doing the call out loud, like for everybody to hear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he would say that.
You can expect Wingard patrols on a regular basis in the area of his home, his manor, as well as a team of K4 security droids within the residence itself.
I said how many. At least you could provide us his exact number.
I mean, to be fair, I was living with Vos this whole time. I don't exactly know how often he increases security. In light of the situation of you still being alive when you should be dead, I would imagine he would increase security.
How much do
A
his
lot
staff
good
like
view
him?
of it.
Oh dear, you do realize droids don't have much of an option of liking their owners.
So droids for the most part.
Indeed.
Brilliant. Easy. Ideal, even.
Oh, looks at Chav.
Aris, I'm just gonna say that 500,000 credits wasn't meant for you. But you did do us a couple solids here and there. So, I'm gonna let you know, we ain't square. So I better not ever see you again, or I'm taking 500,000 credits out of your sweet ass.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Core Atlas. Do try not to make any more enemies out there. I don't think you
Raw.
could. handle the pressure.
Enemies everywhere.
Keep your wits about you. I'm gonna go enjoy a long and well-deserved vacation far from this sector of the galaxy.
Better sleep with a knife under your pillow, miss.
I'm quite capable. Take care of yourselves, Quietless. Goodbye.
Oh, closes the communication.
When the
Right,
communication
well,
is closed, I'm
that
going to
was-
look at Rawl and just be like, that would be you telling somebody to sleep with a knife when you know you're just going to throw a grenade at them.
You know, you gotta keep them guessing, you know. Right, that was quite useless. Very useless information. Not that we could have acquired on our own.
Oh, has a moment where he says, "She did say yacht." And above the table, Chav has been wanting to repeat a line from episode 1. All I'm saying is,
Yeah.
above table. That's all I'm saying about it. I don't know what this yacht looks like, so don't take my word for it. All I'm saying is,
Above table.
Cruise.
You guys do need a couple of days to recuperate from the injuries you've just sustained. I mean, you guys are pretty banged up. And by
Rawl isn't. Rawl's ready to go.
Listen, Rawl may think himself a one-man army, but finds himself in the center of a firing squad several fucking times and keeps getting banged up
Rawl
every
has
fucking
learned
time.
his lesson, okay, Rawl Holder, and he has now acquired a brand new fancy stealth suit. I think he'll be just fine.
Listen, a stealth suit can only do so much. It doesn't really stop blaster bullets.
That's very valid. Yes. All he has to do is get close, let one fly, and then dip the fuck out of there on his foot speeder. And it's good. It's bygones be bygones at that point. Emphasis on goodbye.
That being said, yeah, the information that you've acquired from RS, you get a sense that as of today, you could probably find him at either his office or his home. But in the current state that some of you all are in, you need a couple days to recuperate, and by the time that happens, it should be the weekend where you will more than likely find him at his yacht, like RS says.
It would be a shame if he had a little boating accident.
That ain't a bad idea.
Would be a
He's
shame
just-
if it blew up for no particular reason at all.
Oh, there'd be a reason when I park the Chimera directly above him, open the front hatch, and have Rawl shove a 28,000-ton dynamite stick out the cabin or out the hangar doors.
I could find the biggest one around. Yeah.
oh, he just looks at Raul after hearing Chav and says, "They know you so well, brother."
Gunpowder and explosive. They just speak to me, right? It's like I'm synonymous with their way of thinking. They
I'm more
need to.
concerned about the moments when you respond to it.
Declaration. I do enjoy a good moment of terrorism among city populace.
See, this guy gets it. All right. Where did you get this droid from, Dove?
Ask no questions and you'll get no lies.
I don't know why.
I'm
Well.
interested.
I don't know why, but in my mind, when you asked the question, immediately in my head, I went to Pirates of the Caribbean. Human hair from my back. It's like immediately my mind went there. It's like it makes no sense, but somehow, okay, it works.
But yeah.
I mean, while you guys are resting for the time being, you can still do passive investigations to figure out other avenues of possible revenge plots.
As a little thing, I know the answer is no, but I have to ask. Were we able to recover the Chimera Sub 2?
No, that's still at the.
What was there left to recover?
That's
What was left?
that too. And it's also been discovered to be a stolen fucking Wingard car.
Well, that's kind of that's kind of peanuts compared to terrorism now, isn't it? Priorities and priorities.
It's already been outfitted. I mean, come on. It's in
If we
French,
fix it
fresh
up, it's a
paint job.
badass airspeeder.
Yeah.
I will also point out that Killbolt has made it a point that you guys need to make sure you do not build notoriety, as you need to be as innocuous as possible for these operations that he's going to put you on. So
Kind of hard to do when you had to be in fucking.
it's kind of hard to do when you keep blowing everything up.
Look, they fired first. I retaliated. All right.
above table, I do have an idea involving Aaron that we could potentially use to try and divert that notoriety away from us.
Try to put him against Caltho. You mean?
We do have a fake gem, and recording devices are a thing. And as we know, we have actually done during this campaign, Dove being the one who delivered it. Dove delivered information to Caltho with a holo image of someone in an incriminating fashion. I'm just saying, we have a fake gem. We know of someone who has a yacht. And we know that all of this notoriety and stuff has happened partly because of the fact that a gem has been stolen.
Sounds
Fair
interesting
point.
demo.
Fair
What?
point that needs to be notified here. Are we aware of the Grand Council of the Huts being taken out?
Being
That's
what?
not something the Empire would publicize, as they need, because that would create a power vacuum in the criminal society, which would leave everybody clamoring to get a piece of that cake.
Right, but this would be information coming from the black market. Would we have heard something?
That wouldn't be something that would be publicized. So even the huts, the few remaining huts that are alive, would also be doing their damnedest to keep that shit fucking secret.
Never mind. Very well.
Because they now have the most power out of everyone in the galaxy. So Caltho, probably the most influential person you fucking know right now.
Very well. Okay.
I think Oho's also going to point out to the group, I understand that we are recovering and staying low, and Gaul has been gracious to present us with this safe house, but I am not comfortable pushing our luck. After all, Gaul is a man of business, just as we are.
Saying he might sell us out.
I'm thinking, I'd like to think not, but I do not know how opportunist he may be should the right price come his way in exchange for our heads. So if we are planning on sticking around, I think our eyes should also be alerted to keep an eye on our good friends as well.
Never trust anyone.
Not even a little bit.
What do you think our chances are, Chav, if we left right now? What do you think? It would be
If we left
getting
right
to
now,
hyperdrive, yes, getting to hyperdrive, getting the hell out of Dodge.
they can't catch the Chimera. That ain't a thing. That's not even a possibility. We can be in Nar Shaddaa before they even knew we left.
So what if we did a little return to center to Arin, and then
leave him a nice little care package on our way out.
Mhm.
I mean, they're leaving, but I'm gonna say that Oho probably would have a moment where he looks at Dove, and he just, Dove, you're savvy with droids. What if we were to set up a meeting for Aaron to meet a droid that you wouldn't mind disposing of? It could be delivering a friendly gem with an extra touch, courtesy of Coratlas, while also keeping a camera somewhere to make sure that we keep the information and the data for posterity and for the authorities to make sure that they understand who was responsible after all.
I considered that actually, along with the fact that if most of the staff is what's the word? That most of the staff on board is formulated of droids. A power cut or disabling their power source could take out a significant number of them. In addition to that, just some options available to us.
It could be beneficial if we could actually gather visual evidence of Aaron, not just Aaron, but also the gem potentially becoming unreachable due to volatile outcomes.
They have a visual of us leaving the spaceport with our ship. We could phrase it as a parting gift.
Indeed.
Might raise our notoriety a little bit. As long as it is the droid, though, not connected to us. Serial number scrubbed and all of that.
If we manage to get the imagery of Aaron retrieving the gem from the droid, and we make sure that Cloud City receives that, then the notoriety may be diverted from us.
Oh no, we lost God.
Well, that's it, guys. 150 XP for each person, Chav, right?
Yeah, I'm in the
DMC.
seat, so
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds.
Yep.
Sounds.
Great.
All right.
Great.
Notating that down right now.
Write
Also,
that down.
pick out a ship, everybody. Everybody gets their own.
Okay, perfect.
Starship, a freighter, capital ship, whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Great.
That's
I
right.
want to have. Can I have a lightsaber that basically is 5 sabers around my fist, and they're just, it's like a, just, you know,
Spinning lightsaber.
yeah,
I'm sure we could come up with
it's,
something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's possible.
We love chaos and make it a lightsaber.
yeah.
I'm listening.
Can I have a rifle on my other hand that shoots lightsabers?
You know that was actually a thing apparently.
I mean,
In one of the comics, there's apparently a rifle that takes lightsabers as ammunition.
that's silly though, because technically speaking, a lightsaber is an energy condensed in the shape of a saber, which is similar to what a rifle is.
I don't write the lore. I just
Damn it, Matt.
I just call it like I see
Either
it.
way,
Okay.
Dove,
I'll
yep.
see you guys. Sorry, what?
Yeah, Dove. You know,
Yeah, you guys have got the
Bye.
green light
Good
for
night.
the taking of the droid. So
it seems like as
Yep.
of now, that's sort of like before Dia goes. It seems like that's what we're like leaning toward. Like next session, potentially, like just figure out a way
Yeah.
to create a parting gift delivery thing for Aaron. But Oho is just trying to, because of what Tarzan mentioned about the notoriety and like Killbolt being like he doesn't want us to have like presence. I feel like that's why Ojo is sort of focused on the idea of making sure that there is a like camera or like something recording and trying to get Aaron to be seen grabbing the gem, because then we can just send that, and then if that is just shown through Cloud City, all of a sudden the attention is no longer in this like figures. It's like, oh look, it was Aaron Shen, like this person.
The issue with that is, what if he tries to prove that it's a fake?
Well, that's why the idea is that the way that Ojo sees it is Aaron Shen is being handed the gem and he's not going to get a chance to inspect it. Literally, the gem is the delivery.
No. What if after he receives it and the notoriety of him, the rumors rise, he then tries to clear his name by proving it's a fake gem?
Well, okay.
Who's
so
going
my
to prove?
visual-
How can Aaron prove something if he blew up?
Right, exactly. So my visual.
Oh, okay, I follow.
That's the thing.
There's a camera on the droid,
There's-
subtly live streaming.
Away from it. It doesn't
away.
because I feel like it would be more like a look at this information, like it's security camera, like security camera thing of this thing that happened, this exchange that happened, like clandestine exchange. But the whole idea is, the idea is like droid shows up, presents this thing that maybe is like wrapped up. Aaron grabs it, reveals it, sees that it's the gem, so that the camera can get it, and in that moment, the droid goes.
Well, okay, so I wouldn't think that Aaron would open the package right then and there. So what I would say is that there's a live stream camera inside the case, live streaming him opening it, and the gem is there revealed, and then boom, and then that's the end of the feed for the live stream. Whoever would live stream.
Take that right out of his hands, have the droid open it, present it to him.
But that's the thing,
true.
because the thing is, like, if the camera is that close to like where the gem is, etc., then it is very clear that it was planned. All right,
I like this plan. I have to go. Bye.
Bye.
It's okay.
The problem with that is that it's like that it's very deliberate that somebody had planted a camera. Ojo wants to make it so that the camera is somewhat further away, so that the look of this thing looks like someone was spying and caught this thing unexpectedly, rather than something that is like very clear, like, oh look, we framed him, you know.
So then what Matt was saying, take it out of his hands, have the droid reveal the gem right there in front of him.
And that's fine. Like,
it's some kind of catchphrase or something, like smile for the camera.
Yes.
I did say above the table several minutes ago, I've been wanting to say a line. Granted, that was thinking about the yacht, but this also, he can be on the comms.
Yep. I like that idea.
Take the box off the gem, just Chav's voice. Smile for the camera. Smile for the camera. Smile for the camera. Smile for the
very, very Joker. Very Jurassic Park.
Absolutely perfect. Precisely.
But yeah, so that's the idea. The idea is like the droid is the one doing the delivery, and all of it is meant to be. So it will be a matter of us figuring out how best to bring this to do the delivery for Aaron Shen. I obviously for Dove, his house, because of all the droids, works, but honestly, the yacht to me feels like a very good opportunity too. I don't know how the yacht works.
In a blaze of glory.
Was that?
Deliver the gem on the yacht, have it all go down in a blaze of glory.
Yes. Also, because potentially, depending on where or how this yacht is,
demoted.
It's okay. You'll come back up. We believe in you.
I'm back, bitches.
Depending what this yacht looks like and like everything, we could potentially make that drop in a way that is a little less. It's a little more inevitable for him to have to face the drop off.
Remember one of TTRPGs: never get on the boat.
Yep, never get on the boat.
He's on the boat. He's ours. Tarzan, do you know that you got a voice changer on?
Oh yeah.
I have to ask because the one time that I didn't ask, it was on for the
It
whole
was on
session. You
the
didn't
whole
know.
session.
I let him know. He didn't know. I mentioned that. I remember.
No, I was talking about the Fimbulwinter with
Yeah. When he was
Yeah.
playing, frick, what's his name?
The
cute.
holiday
The honey.
special.
Yeah, the holiday
Yeah.
special. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's towards
Good
the
times.
end. So, the voice
Good
change.
times.
What voice change?
What? Yeah, no. All right. So I dropped off at a weird point. I don't know what was going on.
Okay.
Matt was promoted to DM in that moment because he went to
Yeah.
the DM section. So we got 350 XP each person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got
sure.
about 20 lightsabers per person. And a rifle
Everybody
that
picked your
shoots
ship.
lightsabers that then turn into
Yes.
more lightsabers.
Yeah.
And we also got a false Hydra
In the form of Darth Vader. Yeah.
in the form of Darth Vader. Yes.
We also procured a mech suit of some sort.
Yes. The Fallout
Ooh, don't
kind.
tempt me.
Mhm,
Don't tempt
mhm.
me.
And the
it's
ghoul as well.
stashed away in the cargo hold now. So
Yep.
Yeah, no. So we're still in the planning phase. We were just deliberating on what possible avenues of attack. That being said,
So, what we settled on, I believe, let me reiterate, hopefully in a concise form, we are going to send a droid with the jewel inside and explosives.
Fake jewel.
The fake jewel, yes. Fake jewel. To Aren's yacht, and there will
Potentially.
be a camera. We'll probably have to hack one. There'll be a camera viewing this from a removed position, so it seems like it's not like it's a staged camera.
Mhm.
And
More. Onto that. Hate to interrupt you, but it just popped in my
go
head.
ahead.
What if it's not our camera? What if we tip
That's what I'm
somebody?
saying. Oh, as in not us hacking it, but
We can use
like,
Gal
hey,
for that. Mm,
We can use
No.
We can use Keltho. Just be like, hey,
we can use Caltho.
something's about to go down on our and Shen's yacht. Make sure you bring a camera.
We could check and see. Yeah.
Dove is gonna commandeer a droid somewhere, scrub its serial numbers and stuff like that.
Raw's
and
gonna
connecting
put a
to
little
what it
nice
used to
gift
be
inside
doing.
it.
Yeah.
And Chad's
Doesn't
going to
it?
record a wonderful message.
So we're intent on killing him.
Basically,
we are intent of destroying him.
yeah. It's not the intent just on killing him. We are intending to record the last moments where he is opening or revealing or being in front of the gem, so that information or that imagery is sent to the communication channels of Cloud City in an attempt to basically divert some of the notoriety that we took. Because if this whole chaos happened because the gem was stolen and the suspects were these people, and all of a sudden there's this information that shows up where there's like, hey, look at Aaron Shen and the gem is right in front of him.
He's getting the gem right now.
He's getting the
We
gem.
blew him up for it.
Yep. So what are
not
the other
publicly
people?
known that the gem was stolen, correct? It's just known within.
Well, I
most
mean,
habits
probably not publicly
circles.
because the entire thing was a criminal auction anyway.
Right. It's just within Force Habit circles.
Yeah.
But
Anybody
that
who's not above
even
board.
that alone just presents the potential of, like, if people were seeing this like gem that was on display in a museum a few days ago, how come that Aaron Chen ended up on a video with it?
So you want to broadcast it to all public screens across Bespin?
That's the
put
idea.
him on Facebook Live.
Okay.
TikTok Live. After 10,000 likes, we blow him up.
Disappointed statement. So we are not assassinating the meatbag.
We are. Just
We are.
in a less personal way, but making it the most personal that we can.
We're sending a message, if you will.
And a bomb. We're sending a bomb.
You're gonna blow him up?
We're sending
Uh,
a bomb with the message.
With the mentioning of a bomb, Uno kind of lights up with excitement for a moment.
Yeah.
As the prospect of murder is still on the table, so he's happy. You get a sense he's happy.
And if we do it on the yacht and we get to this wreck his fucking yacht as well in the process,
Just take it
I
all
feel like
down.
that's a good revenge. I feel like that's a good,
Let God sort him out.
that's a good, like, okay, you try to blow us up. This is our response.
Hmm.
Did ask how Eris's husband was doing.
Never. You would probably get a sense that she doesn't give a shit.
Well, I mean,
she's
exactly.
she's about to take off and disappear with the money that she has.
She's going, if you like pina coladas. That's the vibe that Aris.
Beach trip to Manan, baby.
Yeah.
Or more like, I smashed the windows in his car.
Right? Flash all four tires.
I took
Yep.
the money from your jam. And
Yeah,
when they
no.
asked, you say it was Iris Shan.
Ooh, there's the bard.
What did he say?
We gotta get a fucking ukulele.
Man,
Um,
I swear I didn't want him to. I didn't want him to go in that direction, but he clearly has to. Not that level, but
So let's go ahead and accelerate the timeline a little bit. You guys take this time to recuperate from your injuries and recover from everything.
I'd say that for Dove, what Oho proposed was that since Dove is very good with like droids and like all of that, Dove would probably be the one that would be asked or given the task of basically procuring a droid that we can use, and like between Dove and Rawl, they would do the prep for the rigging of the inside the droid and the programming of the droid.
Right.
Go do the heavy lifting and grabbing the droid.
We'll get to that. That's that. We'll leave that for the future of this adventure that's to be diced. But for the time being, the Oho, Chav, Rawl, Dove, and now Uno bed down for the next couple days to recover. Get a solid plan set out before enacting on these intentions, and what this plan may hold for for Core Atlas is to be diced. Thank you all for tuning in today. Let's go ahead and call it this at this point in time. We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Catch us tomorrow at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time for Dimensional Dial. I'll be playing Clucky. You guys have a great rest of your night. Good night.